Welcome back to the Cryptic Kabal Season 2, Session 37, An Island of the Waves. We return back after our last session in which the party had managed to not only skate their way through a major encounter, but also managed to get themselves to exactly, hopefully, what they were looking for. As the party would start out with session picking up as they found themselves in a strange and open and empty sea. The party seemingly not noticing anything of danger at the time. However, as the session would go on and a strange and large ship would come closer and closer, the party would quickly realize something was amiss. As the ship came in within docking range, Captain Azurus making the decision that it was better to make allies than enemies in this situation, with one ship still completely destroyed, another just having recently been taken, and a skeleton crew that could barely hold what they had. As the party met with this strange individual, this large kobold-kin dragon-like a creature with a long Fu Manchu, black scales, and some strange-looking eyes, the party, seeing that most of his crew seemed to be nothing but a group of what seemed to be water demons at the time. As the party caught wind of the situation overall, losing sight of Crump, at that point, Captain Azurus would decide instead to speak to the individual, learning quite quickly that the guy was somewhat insistent on trying to get the group to follow him and go with him. For some strange reason, not seeing any fear or worry towards a small fleet of pirates, nor having a concern about the fact that he had allowed their top brass to enter onto his ship. Though, as the party would quickly figure out something was off thanks to Wara's quick notice, the party catching the eye. Yes, the party catching the eye of the creature, seemingly either polymorphed under some sort of illusion-like spell. Wara figuring it out quite quickly and calling him a charlatan, snapping the others into a realization as every piece of the puzzle began to kind of show itself. As the party realized this, they decided quite quickly that it wasn't really worth going toe-to-toe with this individual and deciding to turn him down in the most kind way they could, though Wara still claiming that he was nothing but a liar and a cheat. As the party would retreat back onto their ship, it would get a rude awakening quite quickly as Crump would reappear after mysteriously having been tossed towards the ship or teleporting towards the ship. I did not know. But as he would return with not only what looked to be a strange piece of death ore raw in its design, but not only that, some information on what was beneath the ship. A large epic spell designed to give the captain of that ship supposedly the abilities of a dream larva. A quick understanding and realization that it wasn't worth any further investigation, the party found out that they seemed to be actually sleeping, having entered into some sort of dream realm of this creature's during the day. As the party would find a quick way to reawaken themselves, contacting a friend and getting in touch with those on their ship, the party quickly found themselves waking up and not too long after that, realizing that the creature probably wasn't worth going back and messing with. Though curiosity was abound, the party, having realized the situation as a whole, made a final decision to continue their route towards the Crystal Giant territories. Though, as they would arrive after 2 more months of journeying, an island coming into sight with a strange creature walking upon it, only a few miles out to sea from the Crystal Giant's territory, the party decided to head that direction and begin to get some of the ships, pieces of the ship onto the sand so they could start setting up. We return back in the year 65,008, the month of the White Wolf, or September, and the 4th day of the month overall. It is early in the morning by the time you lot make it the next day. After arriving at this island, having gotten one of the, or I believe it was your old ship, Azurus. You were planning to have the Red Lady Beach, correct? I think you've got your mic muted, Captain Azurus.
You'd be right. I mean, we're not going to beach it until I know this island is good to settle on.
Okay.
But yeah, it would be the ship in question. Yes.
Okay, wanted to make sure. Um, as you kind of had the boats kind of drop you off from the King's Mercy as itself, you lot going ashore. Instead, having the order that if this island what does turn out to be safe, the Red Lady will be brought to the shores and broken down and turned into what looks a somewhat shanty fort. But as you lot had found yourselves going over in the, I forget what they're called, the small boats. There's a term.
Thingy.
No, I don't think they're not dinghies. They're it's like a rescue boat. Like there's a term for it.
Lifeboat, rowboat,
Landing boat. I don't know. They're pirates. Or pirates and navy used to have a specific term for them. But as you lot kind of having about a few of these, believe last we stated it was going to be all of you plus about 10 crew members heading towards the island. As you lot finally make land, having kind of relaxed, skiff it might have been, having relaxed a bit, checking out the beach and seeing no immediate threat upon it, investigating the large openings of this, what looks to be two caves on the sides of the island that go deep beneath the waves. Looks like this island is a massive chunk of land, at least in depth, if not in width, as you can almost in about almost an hour of or to 2 hours of walking or to jogging, you can pretty much go up and down the beach on one side. And almost roughly about the same on the other, counting it to be about 5 miles long and about 7 to 8 miles wide. As you look into the deep jungle, the forest kind of almost pretty much covering up any bit of a sign that life is on this island. There looks to be no pathways, no clear indication that the bush or trees have been messed with or adjusted, as there doesn't seem to be even the sounds of creatures further in at this point. Only the sounds of the waves and the wind kind of blowing as it does. So we return back to you lot sitting on the beach. Knowledge nature check for anything not normal here. 7. This island is not normal to you, Wara, as you kind of realize. I will state, Wara, with a 7, you do realize something kind of interesting. You did see the creature, or rather, you heard Captain Azurus mention that there was a creature that ran within the forest, but you see no signs of any sort of depiction that would have shown where this creature would have pushed through. These trees are so dense, there should be something. As you look about, noticing the trees are about 30 or so feet tall, in some places, some even up to 50 feet tall, as thick as almost a point where there's only about a foot between some of them. It is dense jungle through there. There should be clear signs, at least, if that creature was as big as it was, being able to see it from a few miles out.
Every time we stop, can I climb a tree to see if I see anything?
Yeah, if you want to walk over to one of the trees, give me a climb check and then a spot check. Okay. 10
Not the day for rolling dice.
is not, let's see. For climb, let me double check my note here. Yeah, no, that's still pretty, I'd still say that succeeds. As far as it goes, you're not a nimble climber by any means, but thankfully these trees are pretty rough, and it's not hard to get your hands around them and pulling yourself up. As you kind of have to ditch your armor halfway up, letting it kind of fall off to the ground to get your rest of the way up there. You manage to keep your footholds and get up. It's just not the prettiest looking. All right, and then give me a spot check. Or search, I'll take either,
No, spot, there you go.
15? As you look on, towards the center of the island, you can see what looks to be about five distinct, large, almost mountainous, what looks mountain range rather, kind of at the center of the island that you can see from this point now has snow. Even from here, clouds kind of almost circulating around it, but. Strangely enough, couldn't see it on the beach, as you kind of note that these mountains look to be tall enough to easily be seen even from the shoreline, even from all the way out at sea, and there was no sign of it. You also notice... Oh, good.
Weird mountains with snow on top in the middle of the island, Captain.
Interesting.
As you shout this, you also notice towards the mountains is what looks to be a large stone structure made of gray rock that kind of sticks out of the mountains itself. Even from here, you can tell it looks to be ruinous and falling apart. A single tower that looks to be slightly tilted, almost at a weird angle to the right, and looks like there's you can see bits of rock falling from it even from here.
Oh, we're in Italy.
Funny enough, my driver was, today to the pot shop was an Italian guy. But
get any offers you couldn't refuse?
No. But I made sure to tip him real well. I didn't want to get whacked. But no, as you look up over there, Wara, that's about the only other thing that kind of catches your eyes. The trees seem to get much more dense towards the center of the island overall, but it doesn't look like there's anything else that kind of catches your attention.
I passed the information down.
Okay.
And then I climbed down and put all my armor back on.
Alright. Doesn't take you very long to kind of get that all braced back up as the rest of the party kind of comes over to the tree, gathering around, looking about.
Well, that's odd. I definitely didn't see mountains. Now they're mountains. Can I double check? Yeah, I'm just gonna fly up there and just be like,
Yeah.
I'm glad Laura can climb, but I can also just fly up to the tree line.
You just kind of walk, taking steps up, like as if you're climbing a staircase up to the tree, slowly going up. Eventually, kind of getting to the point where you manage to get to the top of it. Looking on, you see what looks to be the mountains themselves, almost exactly as Wara depicts it. You can give me a spot or search check to see if you notice anything else.
I'll turn into a Hydra and stand on the Hydra's hind legs and look over at, like, all 7 heads turn and look towards Azurus and nod at the mountains. Yep, those are mountains.
Those are mountains. That is a 19.
19. And is that search or spot?
Spot.
Perfect. You do notice towards where the tower is that Warwick had mentioned, kind of noticing it sticking out of the mountains, looks to be at the bottom of the mountain, a surprisingly wide clearing. Kind of seeing that the rest of the forest the rest of this island seems to be densely forested to the point, like I mentioned, where you've only got maybe a foot of space between trees and shrubbery. It looks to be like there's almost about a mile's worth in both directions cleared of what looks to be any sort of trees or anything over in the area.
Well, this is definitely an interesting island. If I wasn't interested in this plot of land before, I'm certainly interested now.
How old do the trees look?
Give me a knowledge nature.
Could I give you a history check from just being alive as long as the trees?
I'll take a history. It'll just be a higher DC.
Okay, fair enough. I have a bonus to history. I don't have one to nature, so...
That's fair. That is fully fair.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the tree,
Yeah, true. The tree's just got a history document written on the side of it.
Yeah, right.
I love that.
Can't you just talk to the tree or something?
But it's 19. Well, I can, but I don't. You complain at me every time I do that.
Listen, I complained at you because you made a ship come alive. It was the one time.
I appreciate that the reason that Milo has knowledge history instead of knowledge nature is because of Floor Snap.
Fair.
She's been hanging out with him so much that she hasn't had to rely on knowledge nature. So
fair. With a 19, as you look at these trees, You do recognize this. This is a tree you haven't seen actually anywhere else. Funny enough, Floor Snap. It surprisingly, these are called slutty trees. They used to grow really commonly back when you were a young hatchling, way back in the ancient era and such. They were pretty much commonly found anywhere that sloths were commonly found dead. Their bodies sprouting into these trees and creating almost a not concentrated form of magic, but a place where magic seems to grow into the sap of the trees. There was a general belief that the bigger the tree, the stronger the slotty that was buried underneath it, and it was kind of almost a competition in death.
There's like turn, like think for a moment, look, go. Oh, this is a slotty graveyard.
Ah, that's metal.
Oh,
It's quite wooden.
oh,
Really.
gee, hold on there. You say it's a slotty graveyard. Is that positive slotty graveyard, or negative slotty graveyard, or neutral slotty graveyard? Or have you not decided that yet?
You don't know.
That's just where. Look at the trees. They grow on top of the bodies. Bigger the tree, stronger the slot. They're slotty trees. They don't grow anywhere
All
else.
7 of my heads start like looking around, and like 2 of them bump into each other, and then start arguing.
I see trees of green.
Actually, no. The
And
green slotty are the only ones
two.
that aren't going to be most likely buried here. Is they're noted as having a place currently.
I see trees of black.
Yeah, there you go.
Red
You
one,
fucking don't.
two.
Let's hope you don't. I will say,
Uncle Floor Snap.
Do I look around and like very nervously look for a black tree?
the trees are all what look to be a bluish coloration to the bark that looks a little bit older. And as you kind of get a good look at them, some of them seem to be leaking almost this bluish and red like sap that seems to, as it pours onto the ground, create a small little impact. As you kind of watch, the trees' leaves themselves seem to give a strange appearance as they look to be almost like palm trees, but instead with a yellowish color and the faintest smell of spice coming off of them. And sorry, Wara, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So Uncle Floor Snap, are we walking in a graveyard?
Yes, nephew.
You guys are related now?
Oh no, he's adopted.
Another tear
Oi,
leaks out of my eye as he says that.
What the fuck?
oi, I have a question for you.
Which one?
If we created, say, all the 7 heads turn and look at you. If we created ammunition from these trees, assuming you're alright with that, would they do the thing that, your people do when they stab people with their bits?
I like think for a moment. It's like no fucking idea. Slotty biology is not a concrete thing.
To give a kind of a general depiction, most of the different tribes, they had some similarities, mostly just coloration. Most sloths are noted to almost be, it's like the idea of a dog to a lion. You're gonna have variations of each one. So each clan will have like one may look like a dog, one may look like a lion. You may have one that looks like a dragon. One could look like a chaos god for all of its appearance. The few depictions seem to all share a frog-like thing, but as May, with your general background with your mother, would know that these creatures, that's a stereotype that it was kind of just put in as an easy way of creating art for the creatures.
Yeah.
Although they might be related, slightly. Here, I'll go ask. So I walk up to the tree. Hello, Uncle. Are you awake?
Give me a diplomacy check.
This is the first time I get to roll this.
She'd be like, why are you youngsters trying to wake me up?
Alright, that is a 35.
You see as a face starts to kind of ingrain itself onto the side of the tree. A almost alien-like design with multiple eyes, a strange-looking appendage that comes out of the side of its cheek, and what looks to be a mouth that's kind of put to the side of its face where the ear was, as the creature kind of almost formulates this face into its bark. And the mouth begins to slightly move as a bit of sap leaks out from the breaking apart of the bark, as the tree speaks and goes, "One who wishes to join its brethren has entered the island. One shall become one with the forest." And then it goes silent.
Oh no, I'm not here to join.
"One must join the forest," as you start to hear the entire forest starts to echo a strange. Do any of you speak Infernal?
I do. Wait, no, hold on. I might be thinking about Kazanok. Give me 1 second while I check my languages, because I'm almost positive.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Finally, a language I can speak.
Right.
I look to my nephew expectantly.
Alright. As you hear loudly, "One with the forest, one with the elder, one to join the great Etscom..." Actually, I don't have the name in front of me. Elder tree. As the term kind of comes out, Wara, as you hear this. You've heard that term before, but you're not sure where.
I pass this on. I translate as best I can.
Okay. As you hear the term Elder Tree spoken in common floor snap, immediately this catches your attention, as you recognize that to be the modern term for your... I wouldn't say god is a good word, because I don't think Slutty would look to the creature as a god, but...
Progenitor.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Yes. Hearing that term be used very often for common speak for the name.
I just like look at you like for a moment, like, what the hell did you just say? Like, I look around, I was like, okay.
I translate that
Forest?
back into Infernal to the tree. My uncle said, "What the hell did you just say?" in Infernal.
Yeah. Pardon, senor. What you say to me?
The tree that floor snap is standing in front of begins to speak in abyssal and goes, "The first seed claims thee. You will join the first seed."
Okay, that one I knew.
Oh, what does that mean?
Well, the forest is going to try and kill us.
Okay, why?
It wants to?
You hear in Infernal as the trees in the forest begin to echo again, Wara. "One to join us, one to die. Only one may stand."
Okay, is there another Slotty on this island, or you're just fucking with me?
Maybe it was that thing that we saw on shore.
What thing?
Oh,
So, Captain, you want to change your mind on making a base here?
It's nothing to
not yet.
recommend against that.
Not yet. I mean, for all we know, maybe we killed the creature or something that was on this island. I don't know. And maybe maybe we're golden.
So, I'm just putting this out there.
Uh-huh.
I understand everyone's reservations, but just gonna throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
I point at the ships. Those are made out of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Our primary person who makes whatnot likes to make things out of wood, plants and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
These are immeasurably magical trees.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
could put
honestly,
a better club.
that's true. Listen, this is a pretty sick joint. And if we can snag this place for ourselves to start a little home base, I think think it'd be very nice indeed.
Why?
Alright. Well, time to figure out what this ominous prophecy nonsense is about.
Oi.
I don't know.
Well, one of those words will tell you all it's about. Nonsense.
Well, ordinarily, yes. However, slotty prophecies tend to be less about nebulous something is going to happen and more a declaration of we are going to make this happen. It's a lot less
That's all
passive.
prophecies, though. Like,
Yeah,
oi,
I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
every prophecy what's ever been spoken has been people trying to cause things to happen or trying to avoid things to happen and then inadvertently causing it to happen by wording things incredibly stupidly. That's just how it is.
Just gotta give a shrug and
Captain?
like nod.
Huh.
Just likely a slotty that's going to try and kill us. Or the force will. One of the two.
I turn
What's up,
back
Laura?
into my normal form so that way everyone doesn't have to deal with 7 Mays talking all at once.
Captain Azur's turns to look at Wara.
Captain, should I get some of the men to start making a clearing on the beach?
I'm a little worried about this whole violent forest talk right now. I don't want any men to be going into the woods.
No. We start on the beach and start clearing up an area, not going in too far.
Hell, I don't even want to start cutting down these trees just yet.
Oh, okay.
Like poke the tree and be like, by the way, what tribe are you?
As you poke the tree, you see a couple of what looks to be, or a small hole kind of begin to kind of develop around your finger, and what looks to be 2 small bugs crawl out of the side of the tree almost immediately. As they do, looking almost at first like large ants that are about the size of your palm, being about 5-6 inches roughly. The backs of them, you notice, are massive and very glass-like as you see them. A strange, really deep red liquid seemingly kind of sloshing around in their back thorax as they climb out, recognizing these as potion cream. As the tree then begins to speak, as these creatures kind of begin to climb out and climb down the tree, begin to try and flutter away. The tree responds. Go ahead.
I'm gonna grab him.
Okay. Give me a reflex check.
I'll give you a grapple check.
No.
Mind.
Oh, well, I don't think you can lose to a 0, but hey, if you manage to.
No, my base is like a 38.
Well, I meant for May's reflex.
Oh, oh my god.
Yeah, you know.
I'm actually pretty bad at reflex as it happens.
As you say that, kind of not expecting to be able to get these creatures, the large thoraxes of them sloshing about seems to cause them to be quite clumsy little flyers. As you manage to grab one of each, their back thoraxes, as you kind of put a little pressure, are almost as solid as glass vials. As you hold the grab these though, the tree begins to speak and goes, "This island is the island of the Akkad Imhara. Those who are one with darkness and evil."
Like slowly, like stroke my wet wizardly beard and like nod and turn to the other. Good news. We could cut down the forest if we want. The problem is, well, these trees are evil.
These trees are what?
Evil.
Okay, so what's wrong with cutting them down?
Well, evil chaos magic given flesh. I mean, if you're cool with it,
We
so am
can't
I.
use them for ships.
How haunted do you want this ship?
I mean, if you don't talk to it, I think it should be fine, right?
What if the ship talks to you?
I was thinking using it for ammo and making it someone else's problem.
Wait, what the fuck? Hold on, I like take a moment, like realize that. Wait, these these trees are blue, right?
Yep.
I like poke at it like, wait a minute, that's bullshit. You're blue.
As you say that, you notice as the bark starts to kind of crack slightly, and as you look under, you see full black scales. This isn't a normal tree.
Ah, I stand corrected. This place will kill us.
Charlatan tree.
Ah, charlatan.
Go ahead, Floorsnap.
I put the potion things in my handy haversack before they get shaken.
Mm-hmm.
This place will likely kill us. The black slutty, as you call them, are saying powerful is a little bit of an understatement. They kind of are what they wish to be. They do what they want to do. There's not a whole lot of stopping them.
And there's a black slod running around here?
Well, this is all of these trees, dead black slot.
Uh-huh.
Dead black slot can still do things, in theory. And if the whole forest once is dead, well, yeah.
I will say,
Well-
Floorsnap, to your own knowledge, the trees can, to your note, can only do minimalistic things from their death. The creatures, even if immensely powerful, at least to your knowledge, have never managed to do anything besides awaken and be able to speak. There was a time when there was times of forest just screaming for hundreds of years, just to keep people from living near them, but that was usually about the worst of it. However, the magic is usually very chaotic and very concentrated wherever there's a lot of buried slutty.
I was also figuring, like, if enough of them just wake up, they can just speak the chaos magic into the world.
Yeah, from what you can tell of the abyssal this creature is speaking, it does not seem to be speaking the old abyssal language.
Oh,
This
and
is,
doesn't-
it seems to be speaking a more modern copy of it, or modern version of it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
As in, the magic is not flowing through its words.
No,
Oh,
this isn't your uncle. This is your nephew.
Oh, it's like, wait, I like register this internally as like change of plan. These guys suck. like speak to the tree and like the true slotty. It's like, why don't you know better? Come on.
The creature speaks and goes, "Those who have been buried for thousands of millennia do not speak the tongue of the ancients for worry of the island sinking beneath the waves once more," as it repeats in abyssal.
I like change tact. I try my best to not speak like True Abyssal. Like it.
I will note, as you spoke it though, as you look about, nothing seems to happen. The skies don't crackle or change. The land waves don't get more intense. The ground doesn't seem to shift. This is kind of a first for you.
Hooray! Yeah, I just like returned back to it, and Abyssal was like, okay, what the hell are you talking about? This island, I'm pretty sure is, probably alive. Looks like it. Pretty sure I saw some eye holes. So, 3, explain what's going on.
All of you give me a will save.
Oh, sick.
I would also like to do a detect alignment on the island.
Okay.
I have some questions.
Yeah?
They're the usual questions when you tell me to make a will save. And that is this a mind affecting or death effect? Or both?
No. It is mind
It's an
affecting.
enchantment effect.
It is mind affecting. It's not
Okay,
enchantment.
so that's +2. Okay.
Oh,
and it's
nat,
not a
hey,
death
nat.
effect.
Nice.
I got a nat 20 for a 33.
Whoo! Nice.
Is is the progenitor of it a cold aligned evil creature? Or
No.
an evil aligned cold creature?
No, it is not cold.
Okay. Just needed to make sure.
Mhm.
I get a lot of bonuses, okay? I have to track all of them.
I understand. I get that. Wasn't
So
judging
the
me.
alignment I got was a 15, so I find out if it's evil, good, lawful, or unlawful.
As you as you go to cast this down towards the island, you learn that the island is overwhelmingly evil.
Lawful or unlawful?
No.
No, that's what I rolled. You have to tell me.
I mean, I'm telling you, no. This is purely evil.
Okay.
This creature does not have a
rolled
secondary.
a 27 on my will save.
As only person who succeeds is Captain Azurus. The rest of you begin to hear the voice within your head as the creature links you telepathically to everyone but Captain Azurus, who just stands there kind of wondering what just happened as you begin to hear the voice of the creature speak. And it goes...
That's weird.
As you see the rest of them reacting and looking at the tree with a little bit of surprise, the creature goes, almost in each of your native tongues, "The one who was born of the first seed of our clan lays buried beneath these lands. The one who carries us upon its back, no matter where we wish to be, rising from the depths, rising even farther than you have ever understood. That is what this island shows. The last holdout before they came." Each of you hears the term "they" a little bit different. Floorsnap, you catch the term to mean demon folk almost immediately. May and Wara, when you hear this, the term seems to be changed to deep folk for May, and for Wara, you hear the term proto-fiend.
I just like spit on the ground as like the demon folk are like mentioned. It's like big, just like, you know, whatever like the traditional like slotty, disrespectful or disgusted gesture is.
Yeah. As you do this again, the rest of the party kind of looking on, and a little bit of wonder and confusion, I imagine, as Captain Azurus is just left in silence, almost in immense silence, as it seems the wind has died down, the waves have gone quiet. It's uneasy as you feel the tension in the air, Captain Azurus.
Man, I'm actually sad that I got a nat 20 on this, because I kind of wish I was a part of it now. Like, I'm actually kind of sad.
Captain,
I feel like it was like
island
meant
is
to be
evil.
really, like, I feel like it was meant to be so high that like none of us could really avoid it, just for like story. But I just went, "Meow."
There you go.
That's crazy.
What was that, Warren?
Almost for you.
Captain, the island is evil and it's speaking to me.
Is the island speaking to the rest of you too?
Oh yes.
Okay, I thought Wara had gone mad. Okay,
No.
What do you mean,
Explain-
gone?
Yeah,
is
I was about to say, it's a little hard to, go somewhere where you're constantly standing. I'm not at war.
so
And that's a 16 for my sarcasm skill check.
Uh-huh.
it's kind of funny me being a druid in the forest. I'm not the one talking to the forest. I think it's really funny. That's me as the player,
Technically,
not
of course,
as
it's
the forest.
aberration.
Gotcha.
That's wild. So what's the what does these slod woods say?
Proto-fiends, the first, they died here. There's the first is here.
No.
Something like that.
No. The nephew. Bless you. You're trying.
Uncle, that's what I heard.
No. The demon folk didn't die here. The slot died here. They're just saying it's to keep them away from it. Or am I out of my fucking mind?
As you hear the term, I mean, proto-fiend is a separate race to the what the demon folk are. It's like devils to demons in this sense. But no, you heard it differently than he did as you as you notice. But I will note, this is from what you can tell, still an island full of these creatures, of these slutty trees.
I purse my lips and I activate see invisibility on myself.
Okay. As you cast the invisibility, looking around the forest, kind of seeing just the general area around you, there doesn't seem to be anything that catches your attention immediately. It still seems to be just normal trees, just about all about.
Okay. All right, just
Mm-hmm.
making sure.
Yep. No worries. It's too quiet. That I can feel the concern.
I'm just like thinking like for a moment,
Mhm.
and I like turn to the tree, like just like after a moment's contemplation, just kind of like really giving it like the good old stare down and say, and I give it like the abyssal, since it seems to be worried about the island sinking, and say, you wouldn't be trying to lie to me, would you?
A spirit that is bound to the tree cannot tell something it does not know.
Correct. But there's not necessarily anything saying that you're actually what you appear to be.
Those of the ancient bloodline will recognize what this island is and recognize what its importance is when the time comes. As you all kind of hear this in your heads as well, except for Captain Azurus, who's still kind of left out of it, just watching in just wonderment about what's going on.
The first time I get a nat 20 in the last couple 4 or 5 sessions, and it's for this.
Yep. As the
Damn
tree,
it!
as the tree continues, otherwise, wait, and kind of stops and waits to see if you ask anything else.
I like reach out and like kind of like pull away at the bark a little bit more. I like poke at like the scaly underneath.
Mm-hmm. It's solid as almost stone. I mean, this could be like made metal as you kind of try to push into it. It's slightly slick and damp from what looks to be some sort of strange sap-like liquid that's almost covering it in a light like film. As you kind of pull away your finger, it's slightly sticky, and you can feel your magic growing almost naturally, almost starting to feel a connection to the old magic of the heyday of the Slotty Empire, the chaos magic that your people used to once be blessed with.
Like think for a moment. Think about it again for a moment and say, well, I always intended to hunt one of you down. Why not? I just start eating the tree.
Oh, you're okay.
Interesting.
As you just see the silence, and then just as Floorsnap just looks at the tree, a bit of a grimace, and then just starts chomping down on it.
Floor snap. Does that thing have a heart?
Well, also I think you might implode if you ate it.
Give me a fortitude
Oh, yeah,
check, Floorsnap.
Not 20 for a 30.
You do succeed as you start to kind of like bite into this. However, thankfully your teeth not cracking as they smack the sides of the tree's inner bark, easily piercing and tearing through the bits of wood that seems to sit as an outer layer as that crumbles beneath to what looks to be almost a kind of finer birch-like material. As you kind of try to dig your teeth in further to the scales, though, it does not seem to bite through. These scales are immensely thick. But thankfully, as your mouth covers over, the immense amount of chaos magic that you start to feel influx into your body begins to expand at an immense amount as you all see the form of Floorsnap begin to shapeshift almost chaotically until he manages to keep and remain in his form as he takes his mouth off the tree, now showing a large chunk of what looks to be black scales underneath the bark.
Huh, that looks interesting.
I just gotta like look feral for a moment, or like wipe like some of like the ichor off my beard and say, I'm going to take my time. It seems.
Well, I sure hope so. This doesn't seem like a task that one should take lightly.
No. The clan were avaricious once. And we still are.
Would it help if the trees were sad?
No. They're trees that don't get
Oh.
sad. Unless they want to. I don't think it wants to.
Man, that's so sad
just
that
stare
trees
at you.
can't experience a full range of emotion.
Probably
I'd be
shrug and nod.
surprised.
Yeah. I guess I'll try and break the tree apart with my mind.
Okay. You gonna okay? Give me what was it for your telekinesis?
Yeah, I was just using the telekinesis for the strength portion of a breaking check, basically.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and give me. Let's see. Give me a strength check. See if you can hit AC.
Oh yeah. How many months has How many months out are we from Vitra's return?
I think it's in October or November, so at least 1 to 2 months roughly.
All right, 34.
Okay, cool. So we have time.
34, as you go to try and use your telekinesis, again, you all watch as the tree begins to slightly bend, the outer bark beginning to crack away from this tree as it begins to almost shimmy and begin to show its full design as the bark breaks away, the black scales glimmering like onyx in the sunlight as it hits it. The bark seems to crack with ease, but as Floorsnap tries to use his telekinesis to snap the tree, it bends for a slight moment and then goes back to being straight and stiff as it was, the scales seemingly unaffected. The sap of the what looks to be this darkened black coloration now coming over the onyx as like a film-like color, begins to almost increase. You start to see it flow from in between the scales as it kind of begins to flow down towards the bottom of the tree, rebuilding the bark at the bottom.
Try and lick the sap up as it's falling.
As you all watch, as Floorsnap just leans over and starts licking the sap. Give me another fortitude save.
Is this cannibalism?
Well,
Why
that's
my
almost.
mother, I did not know that's where your tongue came from.
Well, that's the opposite end of the spectrum. That's 12.
12. You all watch as Floorsnap trying to take the concentrated magic into his body. His tongue begins to change color as it begins to almost grow bark around it. And as it does, Floorsnap almost immediately just drops unconscious to the ground, almost eyes out and rolling back into his head.
How much does Floor Snap weigh?
I'm gonna walk over to
Like
Floor
100
Snap.
pounds.
So I'm gonna walk over to Floor Snap
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna check, see if he's still alive.
Okay. Give me a heal check.
Yeah, this is gonna be difficult for me because I am not. Well, not great at heal, but
Oh.
so no, I don't know.
Well, never assume something until the DM has given a ruling. But as you look down, kind of looking him over, he's not turning into a tree. That's the good news. His tongue looks to just be slightly barked where the sap kind of hit it. He seems to be drooling quite a bit, and his body looks to be his stomach slightly convulsing a little bit. The slight smell of something acidic and acrid kind of coming from his mouth.
I roll him onto his side.
Okay. So you kind of walk up beside me, kind of roll him over. How much you weigh? You said 100 pounds, Floor Snap, roughly?
900.
Oh, 900. What's your strength?
20.
Sounds somebody.
Well, that should
actually,
work.
you might be
I
able to
think
get it.
Let me see for my...
Yeah, that's well within.
I think so, yeah.
Like at the bare minimum, he's gonna be able to push drag.
Oh,
that.
yeah. Well, no, actually, his thing is, 20 is 400 pounds.
Strange must be what about like push drag or lift?
Unless you're large. But What's
I can rock him back and forth until he flips to his side.
yeah? Give me a
I'm
strength
gonna
check.
place my hand.
Can
I'm gonna
someone roll
place
for
my
me? I'm
hand on
outside
floor
smoking.
snap.
Yep, no worries. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna place my hand on floor snap. He automatically fails the check to resistance if he's unconscious. I turn him into a copy of myself, but a floor snap version, as in like whatever he would see if he imagined himself as me, he becomes that, like him as my species, using polymorph, and then so he
Wait.
weighs about as much as I would, and he also regains HP as though he had taken a long rest.
Polymorph. I don't think. No, because you're not. Because I think Slotty are aberrations, right? If I remember right.
Outsider.
Outsider.
As long as he's alive, it doesn't matter. I cannot turn into a slad because slad are outsiders, but I can turn a slad into an aberration, animal, dragon, fae, giant, humanoid, magical beast, monstrous humanoid, ooze, plant, or vermin.
Well, it has to be the same type as the subject, so you have to. They have to be the same.
The form may be of the same type as the subject, or any of the following types: aberration, animal, dragon, fae, giant, humanoid, magical beast, monstrous humanoid, ooze, plant, or vermin. It can be that the same type or one of those types.
Just double checking something. Okay, yeah, no, that's it. Yep, there you go. Fair enough.
I could turn him into a rat if I wanted to, but I'm going to turn him into something that can speak and talk if he wakes up. But he also still benefits from, a long rest, which might, or he regains HP as though he had rested.
Gotcha. As Wara starts, I was gonna say, I don't know if you want to use that, but that's a 2 plus, I think is what, 5 with a 20 or 4?
5.
5? Yeah, so it'd be,
roll?
yeah, I was gonna say, since you're back in the house, do you want to roll down for your check? Give you a chance
There you
here.
go,
There you go. Alright. As May kind of polymorphs floor snap, the tongue still of the individual's still covered in this bark, and the smell of the acidic and acrid scent kind of coming off of him. As you as you flip him over on his side, almost immediately you can see as his body starts convulsing and throwing up this what looks to be black liquid from his mouth.
Also, this is the first time all of you, except for Fuller Snap, realize that I can polymorph other people.
Mm-hmm.
You've only
listen,
seen me do it to myself.
I'm not surprised anymore with this group of people.
Yeah, right. But as Floor Snap is still unconscious as you watch. Do the rest of you want to do anything else?
I cast remove disease on him.
Ooh, that's all right. As Floor Snap, as you feel your stomach beginning to almost kind of settle down. Let me double check something for remove disease real quick.
I should check to see if I can dismiss the polymorph real fast. Yes, I can. If he starts to wake up, I'm gonna dismiss polymorph so he doesn't have to deal with being a hag.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Galadrin hybrid.
Yeah, as you cast remove disease on Floor Snap, kind of leaning over him, your hands beginning to glow. You see as this black liquid pulls itself out of his mouth, as he almost looks like he is starting to upchuck and convulse it out. The stomach kind of slowing to a rest as the spell takes effect, and his tongue changing back. Floor Snap, give me another fortitude save.
Come on. That's 12.
Floor Snap, you are still unconscious. As you all look down, as the disease seems to remove itself, from what you can tell, Wara, that he seems to be fine. His body just does not seem to awaken after a moment. The black liquid that seems to kind of pool around his head seems to drain into the sand and vanish completely.
I smack him on the head. Damn it, Uncle. You should have known better.
Listen. You have to kind of guess where his uh, thinking part is because on the level with you, it's not always the head.
Yeah, right now it's in his ass.
I'm gonna pick one of his legs and nudge it.
Yeah, as you nudge it, doesn't seem to do anything.
I nudge his other leg.
It moves a little bit.
I keep nudging different body parts just to.
Whoa, be
Oh,
careful
for
which
the
body
best.
parts you nudge, alright?
You're right. Captain Azurus, as you see all this, what would you like? Are you doing anything, or would you like to do anything?
I mean, I am still utterly dumbfounded by everything that's going on. Is there any sign of any movement throughout this forest? If going up to the treetop, seeing if there's like any kind of actual like entity moving around.
Give me a search check.
11.
11. You do see with the very tightly packed trees, thankfully giving you a better line of sight of anything seemingly moving. Firstly, noticing there's no seemingly birds that are disturbed on this island, which tells you they don't seem to land near this island from what you can see. But the other thing that kind of catches your attention is that some of the trees are starting to spread and separate and coming towards your direction. About 2 miles roughly into the island, from what you can tell. It also looks to be that there are multiple other areas as you see the forest beginning to slightly spread apart. That looks like there are individuals moving about, not just in a single group, but maybe different groups or different individuals.
Interesting.
Roughly, you'd get your guesstimation by the way their about movement, that speed they have to be maybe another hour before they'll reach you.
All right. Looks like we got some.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna cast
Okay.
guidance on Floor Snap to give him a +1 bonus to his saving throws, and then I'm gonna cast Create Water and dump it on his face.
Okay. Try desperately to awaken him. Captain Azurus, as you come back down, seeing this scene of the water kind of splashing as May tries desperately to wake up Floor Snap.
Yeah, we should get him up soon. Looks like within the next hour we might have some company. Not sure if it's, friendly or not, but given this territory, my vote's not.
Floor Snap, give me another fortitude save.
With a +1 bonus.
Yeah.
The bonus has not been the issue. The issue is rolling the 2.
It is.
Hey, we got exactly a +1 bonus. I rolled a 3 instead for a total of 14.
I didn't set the DC high, man. Come on, you're killing me here.
I don't get a chance over what my dice does.
As your dice continue to screw you, the water splat. You feel in your unconsciousness, something kind of hit you like a wave of water as you continue dreaming. As your body does not seem to want to awaken.
Can I slap Floor Snap?
Yeah, as you come down, as they're seeing this, the water dropped on him. Kind of seeing watching the trees. Give me a d20 to hit.
All right.
I know this will be non-lethal damage, I assume.
Yeah, obviously.
Alright.
Coup de grace.
Right.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Does that hit your touch AC at this point, Floor Snap?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and roll your. Huh?
Flat-footed touch.
Well, I'm using touch because it's lower AC and given the circumstance, but I appreciate that. Where was I? Yes. Zurs, please give me a. Are you medium?
I'm large.
You're large. I think. Then give me a D6, please, plus your strength mod.
Yippee! The blue fancy dice comes out. Very nice. Alright, so that is going to be a total of 3 damage.
Okay. You do not take the damage, Floor Snap. Give me another fortitude save, though, and you can add the extra 3.
Come on. I got a 17. It went to a 4 from a 3.
Finally, as you manage to feeling something kind of smack you as you Find yourself kind of looking up, looking like May as you look down at yourself for a moment, and looking back up at Captain Azurus. His hand kind of slightly bruised as his knuckles are a little bit red from smacking you as he looks down at you.
That's how you wake a man up.
Did you just punch me into a hag?
No.
Your hack form stops.
Well, I did hit you, but I
When
didn't.
As the hag form changes in a panic, as Floorsnap kind of gets up as Azurus kind of helps him up to his feet.
We've got movement coming towards us. They'll be here in around an hour. I think you should refrain from looking sap from here on out.
I promise I will not do it until we kill whatever is trying to come here.
I'll be okay with that, I suppose.
No, Uncle, don't eat the sap.
But
You're gonna make your nephew cry. Come on.
nephew, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I have waited thousands of years to find one of the black scales and take its power. I don't intend to stop now.
Have you tried boil? Ooh, we can make a stew out of it. That should help you with the bad part of it. That's what I do.
Yes,
I'll
get
make
the
you a
dwarven
lovely
chef on this.
black blood stew.
As the two of you kind of say this, all four of you give me a listen check.
Yeah, I'm good at those.
I hope so.
Not as good as Kez is, but
Yeah.
I got a little bit in there.
All right, I'm gonna stop rolling on World Anvil. I got a 7.
Oh, the dice just don't like you tonight.
I
my
got
God,
a 22.
22. Uh-huh.
I just clicked twice more just to see what would happen, and I got a 3 and a 1.
Damn.
70.
Yeah, but what's like the other day, or it was like last week or something, where you were just constantly getting good rolls on like nat 20s on World Anvil or something?
Yeah, no, it was great. I don't like the karmic turnabout.
As you all kind of hear this, except for Floorsnap, who's kind of I'm at, a little bit more looking at the tree as he kind of rubs his jaw a little bit. You all hear two things that catch your attention. First, the individual you all love, as he finds himself sputtering onto the island, swimming onto it and finding himself kind of looking almost like a drowned rat, as Crump himself, Crump Jr., kind of looks up at all of you with a smile on his face and puts a thumbs up as he coughs up a bit more of the ocean. Fully covered and damp. The other thing that catches your attention is the sounds of the forest around you beginning to move as if something is coming in the brush. Azurus, you said you got a 22?
Yes.
Azurus, you do recognize the sound of roughly what sounds like 4 bipedal creatures that are roughly about the same size. You guesstimate them around a medium in height, roughly around maybe bit heavier than yourself. As you kind of listen in, you also catch the sound of another one that seems to have a strange walk to it. It sounds larger by about roughly a size category, and sounds to be heavier as well. These creatures seemingly coming, but something also catches your attention. You catch it's not just these creatures that seem to be honing in. There seems to be multiples coming around, and it sounds like it's almost like a monkey-like sound as you start to hear these sounds of apes kind of beginning to yell out from the trees.
I relay this information to our team. We've got quite a bit of individuals coming towards us of various sizes.
Captain?
I would rather have the ocean to our backs.
As you all kind of turn your backs to the ocean and kind of back up a few feet from the forest to give yourselves plenty of room to see the enemies, as the forest is dark and dense. A strange, almost deep shadow beginning to envelop the inner forest, starting to emanate from what looks to be one of the mountains at the center of the island.
Stand ready, guys. Hopefully they're kind, but I'm not expecting it to be.
I just hope they don't have my chaos magic. But this is going to go downhill very quickly.
Crump stands up and pulls out a small dagger and like takes up a fighting stance besides the floor snap.
Fuck yeah. God, I love
I'm-
Crump.
I'm staring at Crump a little bit, and I'm like, "Oi, Crump,
He looks up at you and goes,
you wanna?
"What?"
I've got a spell that'll take your natural capabilities and make them even greater than they already are.
Like father,
Would you like that?
like my father? Yes, I'd love to be like him. As he kind of like tightens his little outfit, his merchant attire a little bit closer, and like readies himself with the dagger.
I place my hand on his head, and I polymorph him into a troll. A Crump troll.
God damn it!
He keeps all of his mental stats, but he gains the physical stats of a troll.
God.
And if he has assumed supernatural ability for some reason, he can pick a supernatural ability that trolls have and keep it
Well, you
until
just
he loses polymorph.
you saved me the time of pulling up his character sheet. I appreciate that. I got a troll sheet already ready to go. Cool. All right. As he kind of grows into this large troll, his very orange skin still kind of taking over the troll's appearance. His blonde hair becoming long and flowing like the guy in the romance novels. Oh, I can't remember his name now.
Fabio.
Fabio. Thank you.
Fabio?
Yes. Fun fact: I have met the dude. He's a cool guy. As as Crump like looks down at himself and goes, "Not what I had in mind." As he holds out the tiny dagger in his hand, it now is too small and just kind of resheathes it as he holds his hands out ready to smack something. All right, everyone, give me some initiatives. He is indeed.
Initiative.
We do. All right. Well, cool. I don't even have to. Oh,
15.
okay, 15. And you're not a ship this
I'll
time.
also hand him my.
Mhm.
I'll also hand him my trident,
Okay.
just so that way he has a weapon, because I don't typically use it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a +1 trident.
He
It does
cannot.
a D8 +1.
He cannot take it. He will look at you and shake his head no and like vehemently try to avoid you anytime you try to shove it towards him.
Oh, okay.
But it's
well,
like,
that's
I do not know
his
how to
problem.
use that.
As he looks at you and just says, "A Crump can't take anything we don't buy."
Oh, damn.
21 for Wara. And then 13. Good. Meg, what was your roll for?
I'm bringing up my sheet so that way I can roll. Oh, yeah, right. I don't have a dex mod. Or no, I have a +1 dex mod. So I just roll +1. 5.
You know, I'm proud. Hey, you did better than the large guy, cause I just rolled a fucking 6, and it hurts. Wait, what's your mod?
This means the enemy gets turns before fuckery happens.
That's true. That's
I have
true.
a +1.
Oh, got you. Okay, give me a second, and then I have one more. That awkward moment, the wrong monster gets the highest initiative. Alright, let me get you guys all sorted. Huh?
Many such cases.
Yep. You know, it's what makes D&D fun. While the players may be worried about their own chaos, the DM has to also roll, and sometimes, you know, it works out. Also, Crump Jr. only got a 6 himself, which ain't that great.
Honestly, that's kind of what I expect.
Well, it turns out trolls, not very fast. Or rather, not very dexterous. Give me a moment. Floor Snap, what's your dex modifier?
2.
Shit, alright, roll d20. Because I know, I'm looking at your thing, we have the same stat as well, so...
Yep.
Alright, you go first, cool.
I'll make sure to start using Beyond 20 instead.
Apparently, right? All right.
Well, until next session where it actually gives you shit.
Azuris,
Yeah.
what's your dex modifier?
My dex modifier is +3.
All right, cool. All right. As you lot begin to ready yourselves, watching the forest and tree line, almost immediately as the trees open up, you see as a large, massive ape-like creature standing up 25 feet tall with huge chunks of hair missing out of its body, almost gorilla-like with its albino fur, bright, almost pinkish skin, and its eyes seem to be blood red in its coloration. The creature followed beside four smaller copies of itself that almost look be identical, though many of them not missing any fur and looking to be less damaged, as well as what looks to be lastly behind them, two large otters that seem to kind of poke their heads out of the forest. Not those red eyes. Like albinoism red eyes, not to be very clear, yes. As you look on, Wara, as you are the first up, as you all kind of backed up about 10 feet from the trees just to make sure you weren't going to be smacked as soon as these creatures kind of came out. Standing right in front of you, Wara, about 10 feet, is one large, what looks to be ape, or albino ape, and four smaller apes to the sides.
Shooby-doo, I wanna be like you, ooh, ooh.
As he says,
Nice.
starts singing that in Infernal as it looks at you.
I roar, and I pounce at the albino.
At the large one?
Yep.
Alright.
So, first, let's see. How did the roar work again?
Wait, why are you medium?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Intimidation, 22.
Alright, let me roll for this individual. Intimidation is charisma, correct? Cool. Got that. The creature looks to be a little bit concerned. As you kind of catch its attention, you can add a +2 to your attack against it.
It's screwed now. Let's see. Plus con.
You probably should also pull up Crump's sheet because he still has his class levels and benefits from
I've got that.
class.
I've got that separate. As I've learned my lesson with that.
Yeah.
4.
This is only gonna last 4 rounds, unfortunately.
Yep. Hey, you know. Let's see what you got, Wara, as you roar out over the mighty jungle of the forest, proving that you are the Lion King.
Alright, and they have to do their fortitude saves against the 22 I rolled.
Alright. I will say the smaller ones are immune to your intimidation effect. And that is a 14 for the fortitude save.
Alright, but they all have to roll the fortitude save.
Oh, fair enough. Let me roll
Against
those.
falling asleep.
That's a good point. Okay. For the smaller ones, then, there is theirs. So, large one is a 4. Oh, it's for sleep. The large one is immune to sleep one, but the smaller ones, let's see what you got.
Alright, the ones that fall asleep are asleep for 1 minute.
Okay, so the small 4 male, or what looks to be male apes, seem to immediately kind of drop to the ground as they pass out. What's the DC for the save?
22.
Oh, so only one. Oh, okay, so one actually does get a success. Oh, nice. Oh, asleep. Okay. Alright.
And then, to start embroidering, you'll need the following items. As I pounce on the albino.
Okay.
Let's see, where is it? Oh, Jesus.
He's pouncing. Let's see. Oh,
39 to hit.
you know, shockingly, yeah, that hits.
Yeah, the pounce had a plus 21 to hit.
You know, fair.
All right, that means I get 2 automatic rakes.
Oh no. And now the battlefield begins. Zurus is doing calculations in his head, seeing if this island's going to be worth it, depending on how this fight goes.
Yeah, actually. Why do you think I repositioned us near the ocean? So you just like, fuck this.
Yep. 25 damage
From a rake alone.
for the on the large. Okay. All right. So that'll be 5 points against it. As you tear into the creature's skin, jumping upon it and trying to tear through it, you feel as the fur is thick with sweat and just seems to be matted to no end. As you try to tear through it, it does not seem. Feeling your claws almost coming into nothing, having to really push to get any depth into it. The creature seems unfazed.
All right, and then I get my 2 attacks.
Yep.
Did you roll the damage, the base damage for your pounce attack?
Yeah, that's what that's.
No, I added all of it to it, all the extras to it.
Oh, okay.
I assume these guys are gonna be fortitude monsters.
37 to hit.
Yep. Don't worry, you've got monsters of your own, Captain Azurus.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking of spells I could use, and I'm like, this one, fortitude, and I'm almost positive these guys are gonna be fucking insane in the fortitude department.
Yeah.
10 damage.
10 damage. All right. So the claws do not manage to penetrate through this large creature's fur.
Oh, this is my longsword.
Yes, I understand. You did not overcome DR.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Unless this is a cold iron weapon by chance.
No.
Okay.
And then my second attack. Is 20.
20 hits. These creatures shockingly really easy to smack around. Hard to get through to damage though.
16 damage.
16 as you try to pierce through the creature. It does not manage to get through the large one's fur as you continue to claw at it.
Damage resistance.
You gotta love it. Whereas you continue kind of speaking the creature underneath you, howling at you as it does, showing its large, grotesque fangs as it tries to swat at you. As your blade
I mark
goes...
it as my target.
Okay. Perfect. Alright, and does that end your turn?
Hold on a second.
No worries.
Not quite done yet. Where's the player's handbook? There it is.
What are you looking up?
Something in the player's handbook.
Why don't you
Something I just got.
just ask the DM? I'm the one who gives you stuff.
This is about something I just got. I need to look up the actual.
Fair enough.
Here it is. Okay. I am going to move back 10 feet.
Getting off him will create an attack of opportunity.
Good luck.
You also can't move after you charge.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're Pounce. Can you move after Pounce?
I have spring attack.
Oh. Yep, fair enough. Alright, let me pull up.
And don't forget, he's intimidated by me.
That's 24 to hit with a -2 to his attack.
Alright, 1 second.
And that is against... I think... No, yeah, it'd just be normal AC.
He misses.
Damn, alright. As the hand goes wide as you jump back, getting off the creature's chest, the creature howling as it does, the others howling just as much as they watch on. Alright. As you back up, does that end your turn, Mora?
Embroidery hoop. This is a ring consisting of 2 parts.
As he begins, all right. As the forest starts to shake, you begin to notice as what looks to be a group of something seems to start to walk out onto the sand as the footprints can be clearly seen, but the creatures seem to be not standing there. May, as you look on with your see invisibility, you see what looks to be a group of 5 small-looking apes, well, medium-looking apes, that all have these heavy-looking cloaks over them that looks to be like a flap of their back skin that covers over their head that gives them almost a complete natural greater invisibility. As the 5 creatures start to move forward, and as they are invisible, they are going to move to the creature that they think is the trouble, and that is Floor Snap. As all 5
Were they within 30-foot range of me when I started my roar?
No.
Okay.
These creatures have 80 feet worth of movement. These are very fast apes. As they move to surround the Floor Snap all together as a group and are going to start wailing on him. However, it will take my entire movement to get there, so that's going to be only the 5 attacks from them. Oh, let's see. 15, 24, ooh, nat 20, 6, 12, 14. Floor Snap.
Only the nat 20 hits, ironically.
Let's see if I can do it again. Holy shit, Floor Snap! Let's see if I can do it again. Nope. Alright, so with that, it does a, so I assume another nat 20 does go through AC with a plus 6 to hit. Or, sorry, plus 4 to hit. Yep, okay.
Oh, no,
double the damage.
Yeah, the nat 20s go through, the 14 doesn't, like, triple confirm.
Nope, the 18 does not. Okay, wanted to make sure. Okay, with that...
Oh, thank God for deflection bonuses and fucking natural armor.
So, only 1, and then I'll just double whatever. I'll just do 2 dice for this. Alright. As they... One of them seems to get behind you as you feel a bunch of blows coming at you, Floor Snap. Almost kind of light as they kind of smack onto you, as if someone's trying to, like, hit you with a club with, like, as a child. As the small hits kind of bounce off to you, suddenly something heavy smacks into the back of your head as you feel the wallop hit, taking 9 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And that will end their turn, keeping them still invisible. The second group are going to come out from the other side. Another group of what looks to be 5 cloaked apes kind of begin to crawl out of the forest, moving over towards what looks to be Wara and begin to surround him. Which, similarly... I have only these. Alright. No nat 20s this time. Wara, at 21 or 17 hit?
This is
21 is the only one that hit.
21's the only one that hits? Alright. 1. Alright, as you see as you feel something kind of smack you in the side of the head, as you take 4 points of damage, it feels like you're being hit all around your body, but nothing seems to actually do any damage, making this sound like sounds of wood hitting on metal as the armor deflects much of it. As you look around, you don't see any creatures, but as you feel the hit kind of bonk you in the back of the head, you're sure there's something near you. And what was that, May? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It is versus flat-footed, by the way. Unless you have uncanny dodge.
Yes. But
So,
we're good. Alright, cool. Appreciate it. As the cloaked apes do their damage, though, trying to catch the Wara one after
One
one.
that hits.
Yep. Fair enough. That ends their turn as they keep their invisibility up. Azurus, you are up. as you look on, looking in front of you, what looks to be 5 total apes, one of which, the largest one that Wara jumped on, knocking down, stabbing into, trying to get through its fur, and then jumping off of it as the creature tried to fruitlessly swing at him. Now suddenly you can hear the chinks and smacks all around you as your compatriot seems like they're being knocked in the head.
Are all of the apes currently, as far as I can see, just a little bit past the tree line?
Yeah, the 5 are standing in the forest, and what looks to be 2 creatures that seem to be quite large standing behind them.
Alright. So here's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to grab a handful of sand and cast Whispering Sand to deliver a message to my ship.
I hate you.
And the message is fire the broadsides to the tree line at those apes.
All right, and are you doing it to the King's Mercy, I assume?
Yes, with the spell cannons.
Okay. I need. Oh, here I can roll. Let me pull up my Frost Giant. God damn it. Give me a second, because I don't remember what their spellcraft is. If they get any. Oh, they do. Okay. Okay, that will count as a success for the cannons due to familiarity. Okay. I gotta pull up the naval code book because I don't have the cannon thing on tap.
Plus 23 to hit. 4d100 to do damage.
Listen,
if
I
only.
probably wasn't gonna call them in, but I'm seeing a lot of things right now. Fire the broadsides!
No, it's a good idea. All right. Let me go ahead.
I'm laughing because, like,
Mhm.
May can see everything that's going on and is completely perturbed. Because, like, our enemies have chosen the wrong 2 people to attack.
Yep, well, the creatures don't know.
Yeah, if they were walloping on her, she'd be like, yeah, fire fucking broadsides. Fuck these guys. But then, like, hitting Floor Snap, who is not phased, and hitting fucking Wara, who is phased even less.
Alright. They won't have for misfire chance on these. So let me just roll for it. What is it for cannons modifiers? Oh no, they just count as a siege. Okay.
Which siege weapons, I believe, go through DR.
You are correct, I think.
They ignore object hardness.
Well, because the thing is, naval code's a 5e book, so trying to transition that,
I do have to make a quick. I do need to make a check for it real quick to make sure we don't have a misfire. So give it a minute.
I fucking hope not.
If I roll,
we don't roll any ones.
If it's a 9 or lower, it's a misfire, basically.
Oh shit.
If it rolls at any point, come on, maybe.
It's okay.
Thinking.
Vic has been studying the spell cannons.
There we go.
So.
Damn.
As they.
Her kid can fix them.
As cannons go launch off, you see as the fireballs go wide or go far back into the forest, hitting the trees, almost extinguishing immediately as they hit. As the cannons, the balls of iron that seem to kind of fall out from the fire, just slam into the trees and drop to the ground.
Right. Well, hopefully they keep doing that.
They will on every time. For now on your turn.
All right.
Alright.
See.
That is one spell down.
And Wara is... How far away is Wara from me?
To your right, about 10 feet. May would be on your right, 5 feet. Crump would be on the left, and then followed by Wara.
Alright, so Wara is within 10 feet of me?
Yes, correct.
Excellent. I can reach him then. I will, upon him, cast Augment True Friend. And so I give him a +2 enchantment bonus to Strength, Dex, and Constitution.
Oh, alright, Wara, as you feel your body grow, your muscles expanding, the veins kind of growing larger, you feel powerful as you get stronger.
Of course, I just want to make it clear, all the usual benefits. So, like, your these +2 will affect your attack rolls, melee damage, hit points, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As you feel the bonus or as you feel the spell hit you, as Azurus turns, speaking a few words into the air and making some motions with his hands, magic seemingly coming out physically as you see this green energy go and wrap around Wara and start to expand his muscles as he grows stronger. His rage gaining an extra round. So Wara, you can add an extra round to your rage now.
Go fuck him up, buddy.
5 rounds. Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Azurus, as that ends your turn, the King's Mercy has already fired, so its turn is over, unless you had anything else, Azurus, you wanted to do for, like, immediate or swift actions?
No, the only thing I can even think of them doing is them sending word to the other ships.
Alright.
To start firing at the tree line.
Okay. Well, they can do that on their round, or they can fire the cannons, because it takes a full action to load and fire.
Yep, of course.
So, alright, as you end your turn, as well as the King's Mercy, the 2 giant creatures that were behind the 5 apes that were standing in the tree line kind of begin to come forward. One to either side as they begin to look immediately as both rush over and see the magic going. They go after Azurus immediately as the 2 large otters kind of brace with claws and bite, or their mouths open, preparing to bite him.
I can just think of, aw, cute otters. Ah, they're huge. Oh shit. I'm squishy.
That's a 10 and a 14.
Never mind.
Not that squishy.
No, not that squishy.
As the otters try to bite at you, Azurus, seeing the vice-like work these creatures, you're pretty sure these things would do an immense amount of damage as they clamp down, biting in the air. You hear the click. While they may not hit for much, that does not sound like a pleasant experience to put an arm in there. As both of them end their turns. Go ahead. It's all right. May I cut you off?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, fair enough. All right. As the 2 of them end their turns, leaving May still unbothered and probably I imagine a little bit offended here. Floor Snap, though, you are up. Surrounded by invisible apes, something having hit you in the back of the head, and the 4 or 5 creatures still in the forest line, as well as 2 now giant otters starting to try and bite the captain.
So I know where they're at, which is a problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact: you don't make an attack roll for Bull Rush, so mischance doesn't matter.
Oh, that's toxic.
Yeah,
it really is. It's like some real rules fuckery, but I mean, fuck them.
Well, Bull Rush is it's still considered like a charge.
Well, I don't have to do it when I do it with my mind.
Oh, that's true. Let me see. Yeah, technically, yeah, no. You will provoke an opportunity attack from the creature, unless you have improved Bull Rush by chance.
I do.
Oh, fuck you. Okay. Which I think that's the one that makes it so you. Yep. Okay.
Yep. All right. Well,
Let's see what you got.
I forget how surrounded am I?
Roughly, there is 5 of them all around you.
All right, cool. Yeah. So I'll Bull Rush all 5 because my last level gave me iterative attacks for telekinesis, which is upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
So they can make 5 Bull Rush attempts, and then we'll go down the list.
Let me pull it up. What is it? Is it contested? Yep.
Yep. It's strength modified by strength plus base attack bonus.
Yeah. Okay. So for each size. Oh, what size are you? You're medium?
I'm large.
Ew, shoot. You got a +4.
I'm aware. Don't worry. They will die, probably.
Yeah.
Fail.
So let me do my modifier here. So, alright. 4, so it takes them to 0. Do I get anything else? No, okay, that really sucks. It's just a flat d20. All right, we got.
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't because unfortunately the cancel out kind of removes my base attack bonus here.
That's real bad.
And these creatures don't have well, they're not strength based.
Yeah,
Got a
That's,
plus 0 to it.
it's not great for them.
Do
No.
they have sneak attack?
No. They have a different thing I've got
Okay.
set on them. I'm just not using it yet. You'll see what happens. But yeah, go ahead, Floor Snap. Let's see what you got. You can't beat a 16. I know that. I've seen your rolls.
Oh, trust me, I beat every single one of them. I've got a macro set up to roll all of it because it's just complicated to do.
Fair.
All right. So first one takes 167 damage across 5 instances of damage.
Okay.
Second one takes 254 damage across 8.
All right.
Third one takes 127 damage across 4.
Okay.
Fourth one takes 184 across 6 instances. And the last one takes 200 damage across 6.
Okay. Thankfully, one of them survives. The one,
Okay,
the one
he
that
gets
bunked you in the head.
full
Oh, no! Hold up. Wait a minute.
I had one last one left in the chamber.
All right.
He's getting the smack.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I want you to know I can't fail. It's just how much damage are they taking?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm basing it on what you're setting here, so I assume 120 across 4 is just even. That's how I'm splitting it.
All right, so 221 across 7.
Yes. Yeah, you overcome the armor.
Well, the art applies 7 different times.
Yeah, no, I know. As you all see, Floor Snap seemingly like closing his eyes, focusing his mind as something seems to smack into the wind, just the sounds of the whooshing wind. As these apes seem to suddenly get uncloaked, their greater invisibility dropped as they are flung all around him, about 5 feet out. As now just standing around Floor Snap's land is a full circle of what looks to be these dead cloaked apes, viscerated, and this black and greenish blood seemingly leaking out of them.
It's actually worse. They're like just straight up lines where it's because like the rush like flings them like 40 feet back. They just get ground across the floor for the damage.
But as you look on, Floor Snap, is there anything else you can do?
No.
Oh, okay.
Good turn.
That's it. Yeah, 5 enemies down. You call it a good day. Yep. All right. As you end your turn, the 4 medium male apes are up in the tree line, and they are going to immediately rush over towards Wara. Thankfully, oh no, sorry, I apologize. Rush over towards May.
May's getting some love.
Yeah, well, not necessarily a good thing. As they rush over,
Do they provoke op attack from the people that are in front of me?
to the side of you, no. Right as these creatures come up,
I thought Wara moved forward.
no, Wara jumped back to where he was standing when he at the end of his turn. As the creatures come rushing over towards you, they seem to circle around you as they do, and they begin to try and strike at you. All right.
I am the easiest to hit party member. So.
I know this is going to be bad overall.
Anything above a 15 hits.
So all but 1 hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So 7. So this is their teeth do count as magical weapons as they start to bite. Or sorry, claw. Oh no, sorry. Their claws are not magical weapons. Their teeth are. So just as a note in case. So you take a total of 58 slashing damage as their claw attacks you. My apologies.
Hold
clarify.
on a second. So that's 1, Slash 1 plus 6 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5. Correction, I take 23 damage.
Perfect. Let's see.
I have DR.
No, I got you.
I have 2 times DR.
As 3 of them did get both of their attacks off, that will automatically activate their rend effect, so I'm just going to add that as well for this. As they are going to start grabbing and tearing at you. Another 37 points of damage as these creatures just start grabbing and ripping on May as rough as they can, ending their turn. However, thankfully, these ones don't have improved grab. All right, that ends their turn.
Is that 37 a
Yes.
separate attack, or is it counted along?
It's counted alongside. That is a rend effect for the 3
Okay.
as long as they hit you with both claw attacks.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Alright. As that ends their turn, as they tear into May kind of getting bloodied up as they get torn into what looks to be these creatures trying to bite and claw at any piece of exposed flesh. They seem to have no concern or worry for their life as they end their turn. The large, what you can only guess to be alpha male in air quotes, is going to charge forth, not an actual charge attack, but move forward and swing at Wara. Thankfully, having a 10-foot reach, actually, technically, he doesn't have to move forward. So, and give me a second. Oh, actually, before he moves, attacks, he is going to use his spell effect and cast magical growth on himself, and grow another size larger, increasing up as he does. The creature seems to begin to almost expand up to the huge size. Its body and muscles expanding out, the fur getting even thicker as it does, and the creature just grimaces as it looks down at you, Wara, as it cocks its fist back to attack. Alright. I only get one of these, sadly. I'm just double checking because my bonus is yes. Oh well, one exclamation mark apparently. There we go. All right, that is a 24 to hit, Wara.
Wing and a miss.
As the creature tries to claw out at you, you watch as it goes wide and kind of duck down beneath it, managing to easily avoid the creature's clumsy grasp as it kind of gets used to its new size. It looks on at you kind of almost with a glare and anger in its eyes as it ends its turn.
Intimidated by
I
me.
have to look at something.
Alright, Crump Jr. is up. May, you're on deck, so kind of keep that in mind. Crump...
Yeah, I'm researching.
Gotcha. Crump is going to go ahead and immediately turn... How heavy are these apes and how heavy are the dead guys? Heavy enough, I will tell you in a moment. Alright, cool. Yes, thank you. Give me a second. I'm just rolling for Crump's thing, and I do... Oh, is it a fortitude save at the end of their turn, Wara?
No.
Okay.
At
It's just a
beginning
round.
The ones who are asleep, they are asleep for 10 rounds.
Got
period.
you. Got you.
Story. The ones who are still awake, at the beginning of my turn, all the ones awake have to do a fortitude save against that initial intimidation.
You'll have to remind me because I did not remember that, so I apologize.
Oh, I will.
Alright. Okay. As the large ape is going to, or as Crump is going to cast his charm monster on the large ape, it does get an increase to its will. Oh, god damn it. I will one of these days just set up a macro myself. He does not pass DC as you watch the massive creature begin to look over and make googly eyes over at Crump as it kind of starts to swoon at him. The creature seemingly looking as if it no longer wants to cause any problem as it looks about readying itself. All right.
That's the albino that I've been attacking?
Yes. Perfect. The other group of the blood apes that caught the spell effect that you saw. Just going to put down because that they don't do anything. So perfect. All right, May, you are up.
Is there a position I can 5-foot step to that will get me out of range of these creatures?
The 4 of them are surrounding you in the forward, right, left, back. If you diagonal step, you theoretically could get out from the center of them.
Okay, yeah, then I'll diagonal 5-foot step.
Okay. Stepping out of it, do you have the ability Uncanny Dodge, the one that gives you so you don't get attack of opportunity for stepping away from? Oh no, never mind. They all have 10-foot reach. You're still within reach.
Oh well, if I had known that, I wouldn't have done the 5-foot step.
Well, if you don't want to, you can stay there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because what I need to do is cast a spell.
Got you. Cast defensively. Nice flirt, man.
No, that's a real thing.
Oh, I am not
Yeah, you
familiar.
roll a concentration check against DC-based stuff like the spell level.
Got you.
And if you succeed, then they don't get the attack of opportunity.
Got you. All right. If you want to, yeah.
Do you know what the DCs are off the top of your head?
15 plus twice spell level for defensive.
19.
Oh, sorry, it's just plus the
Ooh,
spell
that's
level.
tough.
It's only plus level. It's not double. So it's 15 plus level.
Oh, okay. That's 17 for that one.
And you just lose the spell if you fail. It doesn't provoke.
Okay.
Okay, spell provoking activity. Yeah, it's yep. Okay, I've got it here. You you do lose the spell if you fail.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
You
okay.
you just lose it. You don't get smacked in the face for failing.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to stay, if you don't want to move, you can stay where you're at, having all the 4 of them surrounding you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking. I would like to cast Greater Invisibility on myself by casting defensively.
Okay. All right. Let's see what you got. That's gonna be a 17.
That passes.
It's 15.
Just barely.
DC is 15 plus the spell level, or the level of spell you're casting. That is a 4, so that is 15 plus 4 is 19. So
Greater
you.
Invisibility is spell level 4?
Yeah, it's a Bard 4, Sorcerer, Wizard 4.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll try again.
Okay, as you try to cast the spell going off, seeing the creatures as they try to grab at you swinging around the area, you manage to kind of get yourself caught up in the situation, mismanaging this spell as you do. As it continues, these creatures putting pressure down on you as you watch them swing almost unconsciously as they do. It does not seem to go through.
Yeah, I'm gonna die next turn.
Oh, okay. As you in your turn, well, you know. Oh god. All right. Crump or with that, I'll keep that in mind for the Crump polymorph. As May ends their turn.
It doesn't matter. I don't have to concentrate on polymorph. It just lasts 8 minutes for him.
Oh, okay, perfect. Actually, that helps a lot then. Perfect. Okay. As May ends their turn, heading back up to the top of the initiative, Wara, you're up as you look on. seeing or having still the 5 invisible apes seemingly surrounding you, the large alpha creature standing up in front, what looks to be the group of smaller males and behind him that seem to have been hidden by the initial trees that were hit by your sleep spell or your sleep effect, completely knocked unconscious.
All creatures within a 30-foot radius. You put the fabric in between the hoops. This helps keep it taut, making the embroidering easier. They need to roll fortitude.
Alright, so that is going to be 5 of these. Give me a second. D20 plus 5. There's that. For the first ones, plus 6 on those. And then, lastly, for the 2 otters, they're trying to chomp at your captain. That's not one. Alright, so, yeah. Highest save was a 22.
And that's the only one that stays awake.
So, one of the creatures surrounding May. That's fantastic. Alright. I'm sorry, man. I didn't do it to you on purpose. 3 asleep.
All the rest of them are out for 4 minutes.
Good lord.
Alright. Asleep. Got you. Well, that's gonna make hitting the invisible ones really hard because their greater invisibility will keep while they're asleep.
When they fall, they make an indent into the ground.
True.
It is sand. We love sand. Just monkey-shaped hole.
And that one that stayed awake, how far away is it from me?
It would be, as May would be on the furthest end, that would be, 20 feet for you to walk.
Is it in direct line of sight?
Yes.
Guess what it's gonna receive?
Hurt?
Yeah, Candygram?
A pounce.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, so that's 15, 16, 17, 21. Oh no, wait. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. $25 to hit.
25 hits.
I rolled a 2 on the dice.
Well, these creatures haven't been hard to hit for you so far.
Yeah. Alright. And then that's...
See what you can do for your pounce. Ooh.
31 points of damage.
All right, as you manage to try to get through the smaller creature's fur. Oh, actually, no, sorry, that does go fully through because they do not have DR. All right, as you jump onto the creature, biting into it, the creature seems to take the damage in stride as you jump and pounce onto its back. It seems to howl as it does up into the air, screaming at its loudest. Ugh, can't fucking talk. As you look on, the creature seems to continue to stand. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
It is also now my target, and
Okay.
now I'm going to swing at it twice.
All right, let's see what you got. So you can seem to be able to actually hit this one, hopefully, as its fur is thinner.
$25 to hit again.
25 hits. Let's see what you can do for damage.
18.
As you slam into the creature, kind of letting your blade cut into it, the creature seems to continue to be unfazed by the amount of damage as its back continues to bleed as you cut into it from where you pounced onto it.
Alright. And then for my second swing. 23 to hit.
23 hits. Ooh, 12 points of damage. Okay. Ooh. As you slam into the creature, cutting and stabbing, you watch as you make a quick work of the albino fur, turning it to a crimson red and then slowly turning it black as the liquid from the creature's back seems to flow freely.
This wasn't the albino. This is the one that was by
I know.
May.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
They are, to know, all white-furred. Just not all of them have the red eye thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. As you cut into him, though, War, does that end your turn?
I take a 10-foot step back.
All right. So you back off the creature, getting away once more. And I assume you have uncanny dodge.
No.
Also-
It's
Also,
I have.
uncanny dodge does is make it to where you're not flat-footed.
Yeah.
I thought
have
it was
spring
the one.
attack.
That...
No,
Got you.
It's
What was?
one
I got it.
gives you a +4 bonus versus
Yep.
There's a feat that gives you +4 bonus versus off tax.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called though.
War.
Alright, no, that's mobility. That's
Yeah.
what I have.
Okay, was making sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was
So
curious
you're
if you were
taking an attack
provoking.
opportunity against me?
If you, if you've got, that's why I was asking for your, thank you. That's what I was looking for. Because I was making sure. So yeah, your spring attack, as far as it goes, won't provoke. So, I was just making sure, because I remember you had mentioned that, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to smack you for nothing. Alright, does that end your turn as you take your
could.
10 foot back?
He still provokes. He just has a +4 bonus to AC versus the op attack.
No, spring attack specifically doesn't provoke from movement.
Oh, well, the 10 step would.
Nope,
Well, the 10
because
step is
spring
because
attack,
he's
I
in
has
spring attack.
spring attack is I have to do minimum 5 foot before and minimum 5 foot after.
Oh, okay.
Just as a note, trust the DM. That's my best advice. When I make a ruling, we stick with it. Alright. That's the easiest way to go through with it. Alright, Wara, so does that end your turn? Like I was asking, as you take your 10 foot step back?
Yes.
Alright, I appreciate that. Okay, as the apes are asleep for 4 more minutes, that will end...
Except for the ones in the tree, they were only a minute.
Yes, I'm keeping track. I'm going through them, yes. As the cloaked apes are being laying on their back around Wara, still kind of impacted into the sand, they will end their turn. Azurus, you're up.
Alright, so which of these apes are still kicking?
Only one seems to still be standing awake, as the rest seem to be snoring quite loudly. One that seems to be over towards May, about 10 feet to your side, as you look over and see them still trying to attack May, while Wara tries to get their attention.
Gotcha. Alright, cool. Then what I'm gonna do is... Where was it? Ah, here we go. I'm gonna cast Mass Snake Swiftness.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
I believe that my allies can each immediately make one attack.
Yep. So we're gonna go down from the top of the initiative down if you're for this. All right. Wara, you're up first. As you see the magic kind of take hold, this green energy expand around as you feel yourself gain a quick advantage on the creature.
I hold my action.
You can't. You have to. You have to use it.
I stepped outside for a cigarette. That's why I was. trying to hold
Oh! I
it
can
down.
come. You can just tell me you want me to come back to you. That's fine. I'll just go down the
Okay.
list.
That'll work.
Yeah, I got you, man. All right, no worries. Floor snap. We'll start with you then.
Okay. This is a little fucky because but like I can make an attack. It's just with telekinesis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna use the club because I can't theoretically use any of the other options for telekinesis, but I can use like the sustained wielder thing
Okay.
to move the club and like smack at him.
Yeah, your giant bone. Yep. Okay.
So that is Oh fuck! I don't even have the bonus listed down. Is it 7? 7. Yeah. 22.
22. And again, and I assume you're going after the one creature still standing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that does it. Go ahead and roll damage. 18? Alright, let me do some quick math so I know what I'm looking at. As you smack the creature, or as the club kind of floats over and smacks the creature upside the back of the head, you watch as it starts kind of coughing blood down on May with it, as the creature seems to look back in shock as the club kind of swings at it. Alright. Floor Snap, as that ends your action. Because I believe Snake Swift's mass is just one action, correct, Captain Azores?
It is.
Or is it full action?
It is
one melee or ranged attack.
Yeah, it's one melee or ranged attack.
Wanted to make sure it wasn't a full action. Appreciate that. All right. Crump Jr. is up. With melee. All right. Well, he's going to then. Well, actually, this works out because he has one of the items I've been waiting to use for a little bit. He is going to take out a vial of white liquid. Yeah, I know he can't use the spell. And he is going to chuck it at them. And this has a +1 to hit. That is a 17. Does succeed for AoE. May, are you poison immune? Oh, May, I think you're immune. Oh, there you are.
Let me double check.
No worries.
I'm immune to it. I've got weird immunities and resistances, so.
No worries.
I am.
Let me make a fortitude save for that.
I am not poison immune, but
Alright.
I do have spell resistance 12.
Ah, perfect. Well, this isn't a spell. It is a vial of some sort of liquid that is or rather gas that he is letting out. As this white gas cloud begins to envelop around you as he throws it, I need a fortitude save, sadly, from you on this.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Thankfully, I have a pretty good fortitude, so like.
Well, I met DC and failed as the ape, so that's gonna say, hey, you succeeded, good work. So you will take no damage from this as you kind of cover your mouth almost immediately. The sleeping apes will take damage, as well as the awake one. As they begin to choke on this gas, as Crump chucks this over, the creatures seemingly on the ground, almost immediately withering as their bodies seem to cough and they almost give a last breath as the bodies stop moving. Okay. That will end Crump's action. Since Wara's back, I'll just come back. We'll come back to him real quick now that he is back from smoking. Wara, what would you like to do?
Pounce attack.
All right, on the one that's awake, I assume.
Yep.
All right, let's see what you got. 23 hits.
Hit.
Nice hit. Let's see what you can do. As the creature kind of wavers, kind of slightly tipsy, leaning side to side as the smoke inhalation seems to get to its head. Let's see what you got. 32 damage. All right, as well, this is the last creature standing. Wara, how would you like to do this?
I have great cleave.
Single swipe to take its head.
No, this is a rake attack,
Mm-hmm.
and oh wait, I can't use great cleave on rake attack.
Nope.
So it'll just be I'm just raking him with my hind, jumping on him, and the claws coming from the top of his shoulders, raking straight down his back, going all the way down, ripping everything open.
Is your rake a full action?
Yes.
It's a free action as part of a thing.
If Pounce succeeds, rake attack is automatic.
You can't use Pounce for this, because Pounce is a full action.
Oh.
Yep, this is you only get an attack or a ranged spell.
Yeah.
Or sorry, range attack. Let me clarify. Range attack or melee attack.
Yeah, Pounce is a melee attack.
Yes, but it's only an action, so you're not getting the full action. You're getting one action.
No, but
So
but-
you can't
so
pounce.
Oh.
Yeah, because you need to pounce requires 2 actions to be able to do.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm too far away to do anything, so.
Weirdly,
Actually, are
you
any
can
of the...
still spring attack, like because spring attack is part of an attack action.
Yes, so you can use that with your longsword. You just can't use your pounce effect, your
Okay.
pounce ability.
All right. Well,
So-
then I'll roll for a spring attack with my sword.
Okay, that works.
38. Does that hit?
Yep, that hits. So go ahead and roll your damage. See if you can manage it then. Let's see if War can finish this. Oh, Wara, you do not. I'm
Big
sorry.
difference.
Yeah, no, I see that. Well, yes, it's a major difference because this is a spell, not a full, round. That'd be a lot bigger of a bonus. As you slash or jump towards the creature, slashing at its back, watching as the blood goes flying, the creature still stays standing as it screeches and howls at the damage. All right. Well, May, you get the last action here of Azurus's snake speed thing. So what do you want to do?
I know, I'm flanking with Wara.
Yep.
So that gives me a +2. So as part of my attack action, Eldritch Blast might.
Mm-hmm.
The Eldritch Blast is a melee attack for me, so
Okay.
bonk, 21.
21 does hit.
Okay. Is this creature evil?
No.
Okay. I just had to ask.
Nope. Yep. No worries.
Even if this fails, it has to do some stuff. If it survives this hit, it has to make a Fortitude save versus Sickened and a Will save versus Shaken, both DC 17.
Okay.
He takes 13 damage.
Yeah. How would you like to finish this, May?
So Wara comes in, jumps on its back, and stabs downwards,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of stick my trident underneath it as it bends forward and let Wara ride it into my trident.
As water kind of like bounces off the creature's back, giving just enough pressure on the creature from his attack to push it down. The creature's chest begins to slowly, or basically immediately impale onto your trident. As it looks into your eyes, a white foam coming out of its mouth and blood coming from its eyes as the creature slowly drains itself of life on your trident as the liquid black blood begins to flow down the trident into your hands. It is slightly sticky as the creature falls dead. As
After a half a second, there's an eldritch explosion that blasts out its back, and then I just lightly dump it onto the side.
As the fire kind of black
Eldritch
fire
Blast.
expands out, to kind of the creature seemingly jerking at its back, exploding out with this burning flame. The smell of the fur expanding and burning itself. The flesh cooking on the creature as it slides off the trident and leans over, left to be nothing but a smoking carcass. As you look down, the rest of the creature is currently asleep. As you lot kind of make quick work of them one after another. As I don't have enough HP to last 10 minutes.
Oh, I forgot. The smoke takes the shape of my mother's face because my Eldritch Blast always shows the face of my mother as part of the frightened effect.
That's
The shaken effect.
creepy. Yeah, no,
Well, she's the scariest thing that I know, so...
That's fair. As you do this, and as you lot begin to work your way through the creatures, kind of looking, kind of going through what they had, one of you, someone give me a search check as you kind of start working, killing the creatures, and cutting the throats of those asleep.
I'll give everyone C invisibility instead of cutting throats because, I mean, Floor Snap alone can kill all these guys in 2 turns, so...
Okay.
And we have fucking Warren as well, who can also kill all these guys in 2 turns. So, like, I'm not really worried about killing. So I just start popping people with 4 people a turn, the invisibility.
Got you. Perfect.
Hey, Uncle Floor Snap, you're in Sunday, not Monday.
God damn it.
And once I
22
start seeing
seconds.
them, instead of stabbing some of them, I drag them into the water so they drown.
Okay. One after another, as you start drowning them, those that you can get your hands on, as Floor Snap is going to start searching through their pockets, digging through their fur to see if he finds anything. And as you lot begin to kind of dig through, you notice the otters had what looks to be a couple of large sacks on the side of them, as you find 2 large bags of dust of illusion on them.
Oh, nice.
As well as, and I'm going to post the loot as you start digging.
Yeah. And then once I run out of actions to cast See Invisibility on my allies, I'm gonna spend each turn as a full round action, polymorphing myself and then unpolymorphing myself and then repolymorphing myself. I'm going back to full HP.
Okay. As a horrific shape-shifting begins.
Yeah, it takes a while because it's a long rest every time, and it's 1 per round. So it's like,
As you start,
it takes me 4 times to do. It takes me 4 full rounds to do that. To full heal myself with that.
Gotcha.
After drowning all the monkeys and killing them all, I do lay on hands on myself.
Okay. Floor Snap, as you start digging through the pockets of these creatures, kind of looking through, Captain Azurus, as you kind of watch this, you see as Floor Snap kind of just starts leaving these stuff, kind of piling up the items as he kind of grabs off the creatures digging through their fur, finding some unique gemstones, some wands seemingly stuck in the creatures' lower regions, some what looks to be arcane scrolls shoved into the fur, though slightly sweaty and unraveled. It's the potions seemingly stuck in the creature's almost what looks to be mouth, kind of almost broken, slightly cracked. Only finding a few of the potions, unfortunately. As you look and see this, Captain Azurus, is there anything you want to do as you watch Floor Snap kind of go through these?
Thickers can make cloaks of invisibility from the.
Yeah.
That's 10 cloaks of invisibility.
Thank you, Captain Azurus. Yeah.
Yep, that's. I know. Actually, I guess I'll actually. I'll go ahead and send a message to my ship once more. Grab a little fistful of sand and tell the men aboard to prepare to land.
Okay. As you cast this, you and the sand kind of going enveloping around the crew or the few crew members' ears that you trust to give orders, and whisper this in. You hear an affirmative back as the ships begin to slowly begin to turn and move towards the island to get closer in. All right. We're going to take a quick 5-10 minute break while the DM grabs some stuff, and we will be back in a moment. All right, we return after a quick break. Appreciate those. Well, to the viewer, there'll be no change, but to us, it was a few minutes as we return back. As the party finishes up kind of cutting down the last of the monkeys, making sure that their throats are at least slit, the few that are drowned are made sure to ensure that they won't be coming back to life, as Floor Snap kind of digs through their pockets, and the rest of the crew begins to bring the ships closer. Quick question, Captain Azurus, I apologize because this was right before the break and I had to go take care of my laundry. Did you say you wanted to have the ships coming onto the island, or did you just want the crew to basically start sending people down?
Yeah, I just want the crew to start sending people down.
Okay. Keeping the ships
kind
at
of
sea.
Okay. I don't want to dry dock any ships just yet.
Okay. Making sure. Yeah. As you guys kind of start working through the creatures for the next roughly hour or so, the crew will start sending all but what is required for the minimalistic skeleton crew, which is about 10 frost giants that manage to make it amongst the group. Well, 9 frost giants and a single troll as the group comes. Wave Scale's crew seems to also come along, though you do notice it is just him and 2 of his members that kind of come on, to the island, leaving you with about 12 or 13 members in total that join up, as the rest kind of stay on the ships watching and keeping things manned for the time being. Wave Scale's kind of taking the seniority route of amongst the crew, seems to land, or immediately as he lands, walks over to you to get the orders and get things organized.
Yep, I want let's get a camp started on this beach. Make sure we always have a couple of people keep an eye on that tree line. There are invisible creatures about, so make sure we're extra on watch.
Yeah, I'm constantly. I'll assist the people on watch by just making rounds and giving them see invisibility.
Okay. Yeah. Wave Scales and the Frost Giants, as well as his crew and the Troll, will start getting a pit dug out and find some rocks around the beach to start bringing over and setting up to get a little a fire going, getting what looks to be a little camp going.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey,
Thank you, Water, for the hide.
I'm gonna try and May will probably eat some hearts. It depends, though. She's a little leery of the foul liquor that bleeds off of him.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am going to do is giving everyone see invisibility. I'm gonna see what happens if I'm gonna hit die check these creatures by trying to polymorph into one of them, like each one of them. See if any of them are 8 hit die or less.
I can confirm, none of them are.
Okay, just double checking.
Mm-hmm. No worries. As you do that, Captain Azurus, you watch as the crew begins to kind of get to work, getting some stumps set up and some tents for what they can, bringing up the supplies from the boats as they do, one after another. Wara disappearing and hiding himself as he vanishes into the sand of the beach. As Floorsnap and May as May kind of goes about working about trying to polymorph into the creatures. Floorsnap, what are you doing as well?
Mostly just walking up to like one of the trees and just like contemplating how to go about basically just usurping its power, really.
You can give me a knowledge arcana if you'd like.
I don't get that.
Give me a intelligence check then.
I also have spellcraft. I don't think that'll help.
Nope.
You do know that May is proficient in stealing power from creatures because that's her class.
That's fair. I'll see what I know and then probably tap May. Oh, it's a 7, so that's not much.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, you don't recall any stories or anybody trying to desecrate slotty graves besides the demons themselves. Slods are very commonly tried to avoid graveyards. Not because it's dangerous, it is dangerous because the creatures that are attracted to magic like to go there, but more on the fact as you recall that, their trees are very tough, and no one likes to listen to the screaming.
Question.
Yes.
I assume, despite me being a druid, I assume I'd have no clue on how to take these guys down, even if I did have a good knowledge.
If you have knowledge nature, if you want to try and roll it, you can see if you can figure out if these trees have anything specific about them. Or you talk about taking down the apes specifically, make clear.
Oh, yeah, the trees.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, feel free to give me a knowledge nature, see if you can figure something out.
That is a 30.
30. As you go up to the tree and kind of look it up and down as you stand kind of next to Floorsnap, you kind of picking up some of the bark from the ground and crumpling it in your hand. You're pretty sure that you could just walk up and punch one of these trees easily enough to get the outer bark off of it. It doesn't feel very tough. The material seems almost like a thin shell, more to protect against the elements than an actual like bark. Though its most outer bits does seem to have like a paper-like quality that you can kind of peel. However,
Like
basically like a birch tree. But as you feel the scales and kind of look at them, you're almost fully sure that there isn't a metal that you have used personally that could go through this tree by any means. Guesstimating roughly by the looks of it, and from what you've seen of plants that typically take on a creepier aura, there have been occasions of druids noting of seeing forests and trees that could only be taken down by weapons that had, such as paladin palladium, good alignment, basically, some sort of godly divine power to it to give it an opposite alignment to the tree itself. Though even then, it's still a risk to the individual who's trying to chop, as the trees or those trees were even known still to try and fight back. So roughly, you're not sure if these would be the same, as those weren't noted to have scales like this. But you are almost 100% sure that the only way to cut this tree is to use something that had good alignment in it. Or good damage, rather, sorry.
Gotcha. Question, Lucia. What were the metals that I got you? Because I know there's like chaoticum,
Mayhemium and Orticum.
And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, I was thinking the order one for like a lawful, but if it's evil, it needs good.
Yes. And for your reference, let me pull up my notes here. Give me a second. So order is based on law, not good. Chaos is complete chaos, and mayhemium is considered to be somewhat chaotic as well.
Yeah, I was like, because I was thinking of the order one like for lawful, but it's not chaos. You said it was like evil aligned.
Yep.
And I was like,
As you're kind of looking at it, Florstep kind of nudges you and then points over to where Wara was last as he looks over, and you can speak, Florstep.
Oh, never mind. Well, I don't know that, admittedly. So.
Okay. I thought you had something you had seen in another session. I was like, oh, okay, you can say that, you know.
Oh no, just paladins have like access to that spell, and it's like the go-to to like overcome evil DR.
Never mind. Then my apologies. Azurus, as you look over the tree, though, you don't seem to have anything that you on hand that you can think of that does good aligned damage.
Yeah, I don't even think I even have a spell to make things lawful as a druid. Or, sorry, good aligned. Do druids get alignment switching things?
I don't think
Align weapon?
I think as
we do. Actually, fucking Vicaret also has smite evil once per day.
Align Fang is a spell you can pick up, so you could give Wara's teeth technically a the spell effect to change his alignment or to give him alignment damage.
Yeah, I see it.
Interesting.
But I don't know how good that's going to be at actually, cutting down a tree.
Biting, I will say you've only seen a few creatures that could bite trees, and those look more like the otters laying on the ground and not like Wara.
It's like Wara doesn't have the teeth for that. He ain't a beaver.
No,
cast it on me, and I'll start eating the tree, and then I'll level up.
Hold on. What if May turned Wara into a beaver, and then I aligned fanged him?
Technically, that would work. Fully.
Captain, as I appear.
Welcome back.
My best attack is pounce.
It's kind of almost as if he can hear your thoughts, Azurus, as you look at him suddenly appear next to you.
Well, pounce isn't going to cut down a tree, Wara.
Yeah, but that basically means my claws on my feet will do the best damage if you want to.
Yeah, but you see, I'm worried that you using your little fingies to cut down a tree will rip your claws right out.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that's my best, and it's not good enough.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. That's why I was thinking about turning into a beaver, a creature made to chomp on wood.
I'll do it.
Oh? Hell yeah.
Honestly, I could turn him into a pangolin so he can use his fucking claws instead of the teeth.
Are they good at cutting down trees?
They are when they're big.
Never seen a pangolin before.
Now that I think about it, May, you're good at shall we say, liberating creatures' powers from their forms.
Aye.
Your expert,
That's something that I do.
your expert opinion. How would we go about, say, transferring the power from that tree to me?
Well, there's 3 ways you can do it, to my knowledge. I'm sure we can get the bug lady in on this, and she can explain a whole bunch of other ones in really esoteric bullshit terms no one's ever gonna wrap their fucking heads around. But you either find its heart and ate that, or you find component pieces of it, such as its blood, its skin, and things like that, and you boil it into a stew and you drink that. Those are the two. They're the same process, really. That's consuming it and making it a part of yourself. The second way to do it, I point to the mark on my forehead. You have to find something that is esoterically linked to the creature. You perform a ritual and you brand it upon yourself, and you spend a lot of time enacting the ritual in order to sort of spiritually ingest it. Which is what I'm doing. Don't tell anyone, though. I look at the, 30 people that are present.
It's like 12. There's like 13 people.
Yeah. And then the last way to do it is to trick it into just giving it to you. Through a fey bargain. Or an infernal pact. So I can help with the fey bargain, and I think he can help with the contract. I point to Osiris.
Hey.
Hello.
Osiris is kind of like lost in thought and just looks over at you as he stares at the tree, kind of contemplating the beaver thing still. Trying to figure out what this other creature is. Go ahead, sorry.
If I had to guess what the heart of a fucking tree is, it'd be its root.
I don't think there's a central pumping system of chlorophyll for a plant. If anything, the roots I feel like are more of the mouth.
Dumb question: are slotty trees actually fully trees?
Yeah, so basically, for general idea, is basically sloths will bury themselves under the dirt, usually belly down, and then the tree sprouts from their back as the grass or whatever plant was there when they buried themselves will start absorbing their magic and life force. And then just basically slowly their body basically becomes absorbed by the tree completely in the root ball. And then there's nothing usually left after that as the tree literally becomes the slod. Or at least that's what they believe.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure that would probably be the quote-unquote heart if we were going to do that. But that means digging up the whole ash tree.
I'm almost terrified to see the root systems on these bad boys.
This Captain just lightly taps the thing.
I'm gonna look at the trees, and then I'm gonna look at the rest of the group, and I'm gonna say, do you think these things are, I understand the slad's not alive, that's what's attached to it, but the fucking plant itself, that what grows out their back, is that a living thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a plant. Yeah, it's alive.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to one of the trees.
Okay.
That's not conscious, right? I'll look at it.
Well, it did speak.
You hear, as you speak to it, the screams in Infernal, once again speaking of the one coming for all.
You guys look weird again.
I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna poke the tree.
It will start screaming. Please give me a will save.
Is this a mind affecting effect?
Yes.
Okay, is this an enchantment effect?
No.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
29.
Just barely getting the success on this creature, as you manage to avoid its screaming voice inside of your head. as the creature seems to try to project its voice once more to your head, but fails to do so. The trees and the forest seem to almost slightly come to life at the reaction, not in the sense of like moving, but almost as the wind started to pick up, the trees seem to start to slowly blow to the side, and you can hear the almost creepy wails coming from within the forest, as if thousands are screaming in pain and death. A few moments of this goes by before it goes back to being silent as the trees return to their normal state.
And I'm gonna attempt to polymorph the tree. Is it willing, or unconscious, or not capable of resisting willpower effects? As in slumbering. If it's sleeping, it can't resist.
It cannot be affected by will-based attacks or spells.
It is not an attack. It just checks to see if the creature is a willing creature or not. It's not about willpower. It's about, like...
okay, I got you. The creature is not willing.
Okay. Then nothing happens, and I remove my hand from it.
As you pull your hand away, you see where your hand kind of was, a slight imprint where the bark has kind of crumbled up underneath, and you can see what looks to be some more black scales beneath the bark.
Well, it's worth the try.
She'll look over at May, saying that after just a moment ago, causing the forest to come to basically life and start wailing and screaming the creepy death sound, almost like an Aztec death whistle that seems to be going off and then suddenly it seemed to return to normal. As you all watch this, looking at May now.
Interesting. Well, we're starting to gain a foothold on this island. But what to do next? I know there's that stone structure near the center. But what are you guys feeling?
I haven't quite given up on the tree.
Do you want to, just chill out and maintain this little camp for a while until we figure out how to cut down the trees?
Or take the power, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm game.
All right. Well, let's gather up its ichor and its bark, and then I'll get to brewing a stew.
Yeah, I probably won't be consuming any of that.
Suit yourself.
I might recommend no one but me try it. It's likely to change you from the inside out.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with my cook's food.
As you mentioned this, you all kind of, as you're looking at Floor Snap, May, the two potion creams that you had grabbed and kind of attached to your belt earlier, so you look down now, noticing this, both of them look to almost be like small versions of Floor Snap, but with their large vial thoraxes on them. Inside the red potion that you saw when you'd first grabbed them seems to now be a blackened color, as the creatures seem to be chewing on what looks to be a piece of the bark from the tree itself.
Yeah, I put them in the pot.
Okay. I assume your pot, as the wave scales and the other crew are going to keep their cooking utensils a little, not at an offensive distance, but enough to, kind of make it clear they do not want to join you for that meal.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, my pot. I'm going to gather up some of the ruined bark, and I'm going to motion to Floor Snap to, add the ichor to it, and I'm going to start adding water and various magical and non-magical reagents and spices.
Okay. As May breaks out their witch's cooking kit.
Yeah.
Grabs a toad, kind of shakes it, some powder comes out, and suddenly the whole food smells amazing, like it's been spiced to perfection.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. As you start working on that, give me a craft. Do you have cooking by chance, or do you have brewing or alchemy rather?
Let me double check.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay. Then give me. I think craft is int, so it'll be just an intelligence check real quick.
Yeah.
As you start cooking this.
I'm not great at this, so. Do I get bonuses? Do I get a synergy bonus from spellcraft, arcana? What is the other one that I have?
You're cooking to ingest it, so not in this case.
Well, I'm doing it to extract the magic from it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I'll give you a spellcraft synergy bonus for it.
Okay. Because that's the entirety of what I'm trying to do. I literally could care less.
Gotcha.
I could not care less about the flavor.
Let's see what you can roll. Okay.
24.
As you start working,
Almost crit.
as you start working, working your cauldron, kind of stirring it as you do, the liquids beginning to change in coloration, a unnatural glow kind of coming off them. While that begins to cook, we're gonna come back to that in a moment. We're gonna jump over to Wara. What do you? I know you said you were walking away to hide again. What are you doing in the background, Wara?
Pulling guard at the tree line.
Okay. Give me a. Are you looking for anything that moves, or are you watching for specifically any more of these apes?
I'm doing a listen check, or basically I'm listening for any noises that are not trees moving in the wind or anything like that.
Okay.
Also trying to spot anything is moving there that is not part of the crew.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a listen and spot check. See what you can do in the back as you watch. Kind of post it up next to the tree line. Okay, 11.
And there's Spot.
Okay. As you kind of watch the forest, it seems almost calm and quiet. The unnatural lack of sound seems to be almost deafening as you listen in, as there doesn't seem to be winds other than the sound of your crew going about their business, the crackling of the fires that they put together. Nothing else kind of catches your attention, which is almost odd as you listen in and watch and keep a lookout. We'll keep that in mind. Is there anything else you want to do while you're kind of keeping post?
Kind of a knowledge nature check to start learning how the nature around here acts.
Sure,
So
I'll take
I
it.
can start tuning it out from
Okay.
listening and checking.
Okay. Yeah, give me a knowledge nature. Let's see what you got.
While I'm brewing this, I will say to Florsa, ordinarily I'd add some of my blood and saliva to the soup in order to sort of temper out the magic and make it more holistic to my body. But Slatty and hags don't typically work that way together. Like, if I were to try to do it to a Slatty, it would have bad consequences. So you should probably do it with your saliva and your blood, and I probably won't take part in the stew, eating the stew. At least not yet. Not till I figure out a better way to do this.
Yeah, like obligingly lean over and blood snakes drop in. A weird frog crawls out of my throat that is his spit.
Gotcha. As you two kind of start working on this thing, Wara, as you start kind of focusing your mind the best you can, tuning out the sounds of almost unnatural nature, until you can focus in on any interruptions. You kind of start to hear. It sounds almost as if the trees themselves are cracking almost at the tops of or at their tops about 10 feet further into the forest. As you kind of start to focus your mind, looking in that general direction, you don't see anything up there, but it does look like some of the trees are slightly wavering left or right, just minutely.
I keep an eye on it.
Okay. All right. As Floorstep and May start kind of looking over the pot and working on the stew, Captain Azurus, you see them kind of Floorstep step away. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I mean, me personally, there's nothing that comes to mind that I really need to be doing right now besides just making sure things are going smoothly within the camp.
Okay.
I've got nothing to really be checking on.
Okay. Give me a profession sailor if you wouldn't mind, as well as a diplomacy check.
Yeah.
As you kind of walk around the crew and kind of give a check on them, making sure everyone's all right.
That is a 25 profession sailor.
Okay.
And as for diplomacy, that is also a 25.
Nice. Yeah, as you go around kind of talking to the crew one by one that have kind of come aboard or come onto the island, just checking in on making sure how they're doing, seeing what's been going on. The Frost Giants seem to surprisingly kind of appreciate the conversation. The seemingly kind of loosening up their guard around you and like almost seemingly interested in actually having a conversation, whereas before these last 2 months, the crew hasn't been the greatest place for conversation. It's been quiet almost every time you've walked past many of the Frost Giants. But as you manage to get a few of them open up, the troll kind of seems to watch on and smile as you do. Crump kind of watching the whole thing as well as you go through.
He's still a troll because I haven't dismissed it.
He is. As you kind of work your way through the lines, Crump seems to come over and kind of catch up with you real quickly as a troll, and leaning down to speak with you, Azurus, and goes, "I think, Captain, that there's something stronger in the center of the island. I can smell it with this new power I've been given. I've been gifted a beautiful new form." As he kind of looks at himself up and down.
Very big troll nose.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you definitely look a lot more sturdier, but I can't help but notice that you're not very pettable anymore.
Nods at that and goes, "Captain, I think I'll have to be the big spoon from now on."
Absolutely not.
Not beating the allegations.
Captain, you need to understand, we both can't fit in that bed anymore.
Wait, you've been in my bed?
Of course, Captain. Every night I curl up next to you. Your feet are quite warm.
Okay, listen. I didn't know about that. Listen. I definitely prefer you not be in my bed. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to stay in my quarters anymore.
Captain, I'm on top. You're wearing a blanket on top of yourself. Calm down. I wouldn't do something of the sort.
No, I get it. It's still a little weird.
When the smaller person is the quote-unquote big spoon, it's called backpacking.
Yes.
Thank you. I did not know that. But as Crump looks at you and kind of shrugs and goes, "Captain, it's fine. Everyone in my family does it. We sleep together."
But you're a troll now.
I'm still a Crump.
It only lasts 8 minutes, so he will be reverting very soon.
Okay.
He just looks at you, though, and goes, "But, Captain, again, the more important thing is I think that there's something on the center of this island. I noticed when we were fighting, the tree line back there's a ship crashed into the side of the mountain. The very bottom of it looks like. It looks like one of those fancy airships as well, if I had to be honest with you.
Interesting. I like the sound of that.
I saw something painted on the sides of it. It looked like a bunch of naked women that had very strange appearances. Something with a large woman with horns and very voluptuous, as well as another one that looked like her similarly, but a little bit shorter and daintier. There's also a large boar woman on there that seemed to be depicted.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, that's me as Hunter saying, "Oh no."
No, I know.
Man, all that time. That's crazy.
As he kind of looks at you and goes, "Captain, I think there might be even survivors if we get a chance. I mean, a ship that big, there's no way there's not someone that was on there."
Oh, I got research materials for Bickeren. I'm so excited.
You know what? I definitely think we should go check that out.
He nods and goes, "But, Captain, I will say there's something that was moving near it. I don't know what it was, and it did not look friendly. On this island, I would take caution." As he looks over and kind of pulls out of his bag holding a long, what looks to be almost telescope, and hands it to you and goes, "I Hey, gift from the Dream Larva ship.
As Crump
Wait,
looks,
what is it again?
A small telescope.
as Crump
Interesting.
looks to Azurus, I like to think in the scene is we see the back of Crump's head, we see Azurus facing Crump, and then over Azurus's shoulder from the pot is like a big multi-legged and like countless legs and stuff like that. Fucking amphibiferret popping out of the cauldron, and Floor Snap and May just like punching it back into the cauldron, and May like saying something unintelligible to Floor Snap, and then Floor Snap just shrugging.
Yes. Uh, as he hands this though to you. It kind of looks at you, Azurus, and smiles and goes, look, if you look through the thing, you can see down towards the center, or through the forest, and I think you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, Captain. It's hard to explain what the creature was.
Well, might as well go take a look.
All right. As you walk over towards the forest, looking over, you do notice that what looks to be or something seems to be kind of standing off to the side, almost as if the tree is kind of leaning a little bit. As you look over, kind of a little suspicious for a moment, but nothing seems to move. As you kind of stare at it for a second and look as you look about. A moment later, as you kind of walk up to the edge of the forest, you can hear someone's beside you, but you're not sure what it is, Azurus.
How odd.
But as you stand there, Wara, only a foot from him, Wara, looking at him as you stand there completely blended into the tree and the forested background. Azurus, as you walk up to the forest, are you taking a look?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I could fly away if I need to.
Alright, give me a spell check with a plus 12.
Spell check with a...
No, sorry, spot check, my apologies.
Okay, spot check with a plus 12. That would be a 20... do I also get to add my own spot modifier, or just the plus 12?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be 29.
29. You know, it's funny you mention a lot of legs, May. Because as you look on, you do see Captain Azurus, what looks to be a man-o'-war-sized airship that has its entire front collapsed into the side of the mountain. That seems to be at the center of the island, deep through this forest. As you look on, little note, Wara, as you see Azurus pull the telescope away, his eye is fully coated in this black, what looks like makeup around it. But as Azurus kind of focuses in, looking, moving rolling the telescope to get it to go further, you begin to see clear detail of what looks to be these slightly dainty women that are all painted on the side of the ship. They're completely naked. Some that look like tieflings, some that look like giant boars. There's cats, or short cats that are painted upon it. It's an amalgamation of multiple different females that are all just topless on the side, painted onto the side of the ship in a collage. They all look to have some sort of almost noble appearance to them, but you can't place where you've seen these faces, but for some reason this looks slightly familiar. As you watch on, though, for a few moments, you begin to notice some movement as something climbs out of the side of the ship as one of the what looks to be cannon doors seems to open. A large looking golden spider seems to almost crawl out, sparkling as it does, standing about 15 feet in height, 8 thick legs, and what looks to be a very large open jaw with thousands of small, tiny teeth that you can even see with the telescope from this distance as you zoom further in. As you look on, the creature seems to have what looks to be a dagger in its mouth that it is chewing on and crunching down on as it crawls back outside of the ship and then goes underneath it and disappears.
Can I possibly roll a knowledge nature to
Yes, you
See
can.
what that is.
Or a survival check if you want to see if you could kill it. That was a joke.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I have a higher survival than I do in knowledge.
If you
nature,
wanna-
so I was like,
If you'd rather just identify how to kill a creature like that rather than know what it is, you could fully roll survival instead. But the knowledge nature will tell you what it is.
yeah, I'm just gonna roll the knowledge nature.
Alright.
Nat 24, 31.
This, you remember as a young man, reading books about creatures that the hags had interest in. These creatures were a collection of unique and powerful individuals that they wanted to capture and either keep for personal use or to sacrifice for the materials that they were made of. One particular creature was something that you weren't really all that concerned about yourself, as depicted as a bright golden spider. Being a person who's always preferred nature, this creature seemed to be lacking as far as something of a threat to you, but these things were called spell gaunts. A spider that specialized in eating magic items. They were known to be nefarious and basically used to have large turf wars with the dragons for the mountain strongholds that the Movasi Empire now controls today. These creatures used to supposedly roam the lands in the hordes of around 1,000 at a time. Ones that would be supposedly as large as gargantuan would be walking even the surface world, even today, if the dragons hadn't eliminated them. These creatures are also mostly known to seek out magic items once they get the scent of them, devouring them and eating anything that wears them. Yeah.
So that thing is going to sooner rather than later be a problem.
Roughly, yes. You'd also to note these creatures are known to be ambush hunters. So if if you kind of surmise that if you've already landed on this island and used spells, this creature knows you're here.
I lean over slightly.
At
Cap?
least we know about it.
Can I
Yeah.
take a look?
As you suddenly see the Wara appear right next to you again.
I mean, certainly, Wara. I mean, this spell gaunt or whatever has gone back into the ship. So, I mean, you can take a look if you want.
Okay, I hand the captain a rag. You might want to clean your eye as I take the eyepiece and rub it against my sleeve to clean off any marking material.
There isn't any marking material as you wipe it off.
Right.
But as you go, Xerxes, you're handed this. Go and look at. Are you gonna wipe your face or no?
What's on the rag?
Nothing, Captain. And I take a look through the eyepiece.
As he does, as Wara kind of looks through, Wara, give me a spot check with a plus 12. $42, nice.
I crit on that thing.
Yeah, as you see, the creature seems to kind of like dig itself out from underneath or crawl out from underneath the ship. What looks to be a small like hill indent seems to kind of be set to where the ship kind of seems to have dragged across the ground a little bit, creating enough of an indent for the creature to theoretically get underneath the ship, as from what you can tell. Watching on, you do notice a couple of small, what looks to be skeletons depicted on the sides of the ship. It's hard to tell what the creatures were, but from here it looks like they had a cat-like bone structure that kind of catches your attention, though most of them seemingly only about 3 to 4 feet in height from what you can tell from this distance. As you watch on, you see that there isn't just one of those golden spiders. You see one of them crawl out, and then another, and more, and it continues as you watch and count that there may be a small hive of these creatures.
I do a survival check on them.
Sure.
Is there a bonus with that as well?
Not for the item, nope. The item only gives spot bonuses, sadly. 20. As you watch on, looking up at these creatures, They seem to be very aggressive towards each other. The few that are set, you do notice that they do seem to fight over what looks to be bits of the spell cannon chunks that they're tearing out of the ship. One of these spell cannons, what looks to be a very large and ornate one, is almost split in half by two of the creatures as they bite into it and pull. Seemingly, as they kind of split it apart, others begin to swarm and start attacking each other. Actually, you can watch as a few seem to be injured and bitten during the attack. As you continue to watch this, though, you do notice that the creatures seem to be, as you look around the area, the mountains themselves seem to have a natural, what looks to be hot spring of sorts. As you start to notice a little bit of hot water, or not, mist beginning to pick up in the areas nearby. Only about 20 feet to the right and left of the ship, the creature seemingly going over towards them and laying in what looks to be some sort of indent in the ground, giving you roughly the idea that these creatures are fire immune completely. Kind of taking that to mind and the fact that these things seem to be eating the magic items, you're pretty sure that spells will be basically impossible to use on them, meaning that your best bet is cold and physical damage.
And when they were fighting each other, were they attacking certain parts?
Yes, they seem to go for the legs, as you do watch that the creatures, as they try to bite onto the thorax of each other, seem to almost... It doesn't seem to do anything, the bites seemingly glancing off, but when the legs are bitten, they seem to pierce right through.
Okay, I relay this to the captain.
As you kind of take the thing off, Zerus, as you look at Wara, now Wara's eye has also got a black circle around it.
Can I have my the telescope back now?
Oh, here you go, Captain.
Oh,
And
thanks.
there's quite a few of them, possibly a big hive.
Oh, that just War, you got something around your eye. Here's a rag.
Oh, thank you, Cap. As I wipe my eye.
As you do, the effect seems to fade away and vanish.
Damn it! I thought it was permanent.
As Zerus smiles.
It'd be permanent on you as well.
Well, I sure hope not. I guess I'll just rub it off.
As you go to wipe it with your sleeve, it seems, Wara, you watch as it also vanishes, not from the wiping, but almost like a magical effect just dissipating slowly. As the two of you look on, though, with that...
So, Captain, they're probably...
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, Captain, they're probably immune to cold. There's a lot of them. And since they looks like they like to eat spell stuff, I'm guessing they're going to have some immunity to spells. But their legs are weak.
So definitely probably got at least an amount of spell resistance. Well. Perhaps.
You had one of the previous members of our band is not here anymore. I heard stories about him and spiders.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that. I don't really know what you're talking about.
Well, it's just a rumor that just one person that was a previous member really disliked spiders, but was really good at irritating them.
I feel like a lot. Oh wait, no. Gygax or Melvin?
Gygax.
Yeah, I think they both hated spiders.
Yeah, but Gygax created those bullets.
Yeah, the butt plugs. Yep.
Yeah.
But as you two kind of watch on with this, is where it kind of gives you his report, handing you back the telescope, and as you two both wipe this off, looking at least in the distance for now into the forest, it doesn't seem the creatures are coming closer. Still seemingly nothing anywhere nearby.
Gotcha. So if they come at us, we'll make sure the ships are at least ready. At least the ones that don't have magical weapons, like the catapult.
Okay.
And
You can always lure them into a trap.
Yeah, but it's hard. I feel like it's going to be hard to ambush the ambushers. I mean, we could always give it a shot, though.
I was thinking we just take something, put some strong magic into it, and just toss it somewhere. That would attract them.
I mean, we did just get a whole bunch of magic spell scrolls.
Well, I mean, you always talk to May and Floor Snap.
It'd be pretty terrible if, like, we were conducting some kind of long-standing, powerful magical ritual that involves extracting magic from an entity and pouring our own magic into that in the middle of an island that is infested with monsters that can smell magic from miles away.
Yeah, it'd be pretty unfortunate. Good thing that's not the case, right?
Yeah, good thing that's not happening at all, right, DM?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just watching how this plays.
Well, I guess
Good.
that's going to be the next order of business is wiping out these these spell gaunts. So I'm thinking, a lot of melee going and crushing these legs. Thinking spells that don't give that ignore spell resistance.
Hey DM, how big did they look? Were they like medium, large?
These
huge size?
roughly large for size category.
Okay.
Maybe we get some Molotov cocktails. I don't know. Give them get some cooked spider going. Might be good for May.
Yeah. If someone can cast like a cold spell on my sword, it might help me do more damage against their legs.
I thought you said they were immune to cold, or
No.
were they vulnerable to cold?
No,
Vulnerable.
they're probably vulnerable to cold, and they have an
Gotcha.
immunity towards fire.
Oh, okay. I had that flipped around. My apologies.
Good thing you got that now.
Yeah, right?
Be awkward later.
Yeah, because I thought I heard immunity to cold
Nope.
and didn't hear anything about fire.
Yeah,
So I thought, all right. Cool.
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right.
Fair. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, I was gonna say Azurus in the background beginning to as he prepares his Pompeii worth of incendiaries. As the two of you kind of start walking back over, seeing that May and Floorsnap are looking over the cooking pot. What looks to be now this blue smoke emanating from it, as the two of them are working away at trying to extract what magic seems to be in the materials in the pot. As you look about, Captain Azurus, you can't help but notice the strong magical aura coming from that pot, as even anybody who has casting magic can sense the immense amount of aura coming from it itself without a spellcraft check.
Interesting. I don't want that.
As you see them continuing to work at it, are you going to do anything or no?
If they can do that not in the camp, maybe.
And as Captain Azurus kind of starts walking over to the two of you, Floorsnap and May, as you're looking down at the pot, working on stirring it, and trying to get this liquid to actually take, as looks like the bark doesn't seem to want to dissolve, and the sap seems to just stick to the bottom of the pot, not seemingly mixing with anything. As you watch on the blue smoke coming off of it, though, being a promising aspect, at least as you continue working at it.
Hey guys, how are ya? So there's these fun fact.
Too loud. Volume down. I say as like a bubble turns into a spidery looking thing, and I punch it in the face.
Speaking of spiders,
Hey.
so there's these creatures called spellgaunts that are across the way at a crashed airship.
Oh yeah, I know.
And so yeah,
Mother keeps lamenting the loss of her pet spell gone from however long ago.
And as far as at least Wara saw, that there is a lot of them.
Uh-huh.
And as you and I know, they can smell like magic and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they're extinct. Dragons killed them all.
Yeah, no, they're not though, because like I just said, they're here on this island.
I look over at Floorsnap as I'm stirring this thing, and I say, yeah, Spacey's still doing that thing where they accidentally rebirth into existence extinct creatures, because be nice to know.
Just gotta give a shrug. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's strong enough to do that. Like, oh.
And I'm just wondering, if this pot of arcane goodness here might be a dinner bell.
Oh yeah. Once this thing goes off, we'll know because it'll, you know, well, anyone who can sense magic or alignment or really anything supernatural will see the aura shoot up into the sky or do something similar. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it can also just cause the entire area to sink like shit, or really any random harmless magical effect. But that
So,
will be able to be seen pretty thoroughly.
so can we not do that?
Um, I mean, if I stop right now, there's no telling what's gonna happen.
Uh-huh. Uh
Like,
can I just dispel magic it?
Do you have Dispel Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always keep that shit locked and loaded.
Yeah, if you want to cast it on, I mean, you can give me a Knowledge Arcana or a Spellcraft check to see if you think it'll actually be effective, or you can just try casting it and see what'll happen.
I'll do a knowledge arcana just to see, but
Okay.
I'm also asking permission because I know
Oh.
they're putting a lot of work into this.
Like kind of like roll like my head around thinking for a moment. It's like, I mean, we're going to be doing it regardless.
27.
27, you're pretty sure that you could dispel this. There's not enough concentrated magic yet in it. It doesn't seem that the materials are taking very well to the water. Although whatever May and Floorstep are adding to it seems to be helping. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have gotten too far along. You're pretty sure at this point you could still get dispel if you had to.
So guys, like I'm all for you guys, doing stuff that is pretty cool. I appreciate that. There's a lot of funny stuff and a lot of annoying things. At least things that give me a headache. However, I think in this case, it's not a haha, that's a funny thing. It's more of a haha, this is gonna bring upon a large group of spell eating spiders that I'd rather not have descending upon our newly found camp.
pretty sure Floor Snap can just kill the shit out, and that's not even addressing the fact that Wara also exists. Like, why don't we just start killing them?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're gonna start killing them. I just don't want them coming all here at once.
I'm just saying, like, all things considered, having them come to us and then bombing them with those things. I point at the cannons and the artillery.
I mean, yeah, but if they can just eat spells or are very resistant to that, it's not gonna do much.
Cannons still fire balls, so oh no, the fire doesn't explode, but the metal fucking brick thing smacks into the dumb spider thing.
Actually, let me ask, because I think am I misunderstanding the spell cannons? Does it just fire the spell, or does it actually fire a round of ammunition?
The ones they can fire ammunition. They do have cannonballs. When you guys were fighting them, they weren't, because specifically they were trying to take your ship. So they weren't wanting to damage your ship. That's why they weren't using active cannon like fodder.
Gotcha.
So yes, it can, and the spell will normally just basically surround the effect.
Okay, cool. That's what I was really curious about with the spell cannons. I was wondering if they just fired spells or if they fired ammunition along with the spells. Cool. Thank you for the clear up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, yeah, I suppose. I'm just worried that we're biting off a little bit more than we can chew. However, I guess as I always say, fortune favors the bold. Even so, just make sure whatever you're doing with this is safe. I don't want it just exploding on us, all right?
I look over to Floor Snap and then I say, let's move it closer to the water. That way, and not the water near the fucking ships.
Like kind of like eye the,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of nod, like eye the shores, like move, like just like pick up the thing like with telekinesis to like avoid us burning ourselves, and just kind of like move the pot along.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
I'll
Floor Snaps
assist
and
because I'm immune to fire damage.
As Floor Snap may kind of take the pot over closer towards the water and start kind of heading a little bit more north to get away from directly being in front of the ships. They start heading up. The rest of the crew kind of watching them as they sit about. Wave Scale's kind of looking at you as the rest of them continue working about getting the camp ready. A few sticks being having been brought up from the ship and already being fastened into what looks to be cavalry spikes of sorts to create a barricade.
Very nice. This camp's coming along nicely.
All right. As the camp begins to get to work, the May and Floor Snap on a little bit cooking adventure heading to the north, and Wara continuing to watch the forest. The party begins to settle in, getting themselves ready for what will be a long, hopeful stay and a conquest of a new island for their new pirate fortress. And I think that's where we're going to leave things today. We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.